your show now, press 1.
Your show is scheduled to start in 24 seconds. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Looking good, guys. Looking good. All right. We are live. What's up, people? How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Damn it. Hold on. Let's get this straight. Here we go. That's why it's got an arm on it now. What's up? How y'all feeling? I'm Tim Black. This is the Tim Black Show, and you're welcome to it. I'd like to say what's up to my Wolfpack out there. YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, wherever you're lurking. Good to have you. It's been a lot going on, guys. My people. Let me just shout out, man. Like, look. I think we're live everywhere. I don't want anybody to miss this. Let me make sure I launch Facebook and that it's running. I did my sound check. Facebook looks good. Evan and Uli's in the house and Chaz. So we look good that way. Let's make sure we're good on YouTube. Bam. Make sure, guys. Because everybody deserves to hear this and everybody is kind of invested. All the Tim Black Wolfpack people like Tim. We didn't get this, we didn't get that. Make sure people get it. Notice it's not made for kids. Everything. Every video, it's like, did you make this? This being made for children? Nah, dog, it's not made for kids. So YouTube's up and running. What's up, Brian? I see you, Kelly M, Mom Alaska, Bose Einstein, Tim Black's Wolfpack, Raphael in the house, Brad, what's up, man? DMV Black Lives. Thank you, guys. Murray Warren's back. I just want to, first of all, I want to thank everybody that rode with me, has been riding with me, okay? Evidently, you see something in this show, you see something in what we're trying to put down, you connect to it in some way and you haven't gone anywhere. So in all my focus, I want to apologize, and my focus is on the people that aren't even in our crew. Because I've been thinking about that. Like, when you got a lot of people talking at you and yelling at you, sometimes your focus gets altered, right? Or when, it's just human instinct, I think, to focus on the negative. I forget, while I was going through all this stuff I've been going through this week, I forget I had a squad that's got my back and that they know who I am. They know I'm not a supporter of Nancy Pelosi, no matter what other people say. They know that I don't worship corporate anything. I haven't been to Australia or France. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Just wow. I mean, wow, guys, wow. I mean, it's been an up and down. So look, guys, anybody who doesn't know, it's been so much going on this week. It's so much, okay. And that's just on the internet. We're not even talking about the real shit that's going on in the country, right? We're talking about our little pocket, our little small group of people, which is what it is, who are progressive, leftists on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, who follow this guy, follow that guy, follow this person. That's a really small segment of society. Like, there's so many other people out here who wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. In fact, one of my members, someone that I confide in often, we chat back and forth, a member of the Wolfpack. She's like, Tim, I told so many people about this show. And they're going to come to this show, and they're going to hear you talking about these people we know nothing about. They're not going to know these people. They're not going to know what you're talking about. Tim Black, please stop talking about this stuff. They ain't going to understand what you're talking about. They're going to walk away, Johnson. They're not going to get it. It's hard enough you got to get them to make them understand what Johnson means. Now they got to know who these other people are who no one knows. So we have to think about that sometimes. We got to think about it. I'm in a bubble, man. My son looked at me like, what? Mom's crying? Mom said, my wife, Mrs. Black said, Tim, you're fighting for these people and you're supporting these people and you're not throwing them to the wolves and you're feeling like you're the only one that's got to say this and say that, but they're not even supporting you back. They're just, none of them are helping you, baby. None of them are helping you. These people that you're defending, these people that you want to protect them from this and you think that they are good people and that they mean well and you don't want to see them thrown to the wolves and you're getting trampled by all of these people and none of them are helping, baby. And she yelled out and my son came out of the bedroom. And he's 12 now. No, he's still 11. He'll be 12 soon. He walks out of the bedroom, sees me in the hallway. He's like, Dad. And I'm like, because we don't argue in this house. Me and my wife is very respectful. We love each other. We've been together since high school. We met in high school. Life does stuff to you. But we've been married 30 years. And almost 29? This is a long time. I'm getting myself in trouble. It's more than 30. The point is, we don't yell and scream, and Mrs. Black doesn't cry out. I guess that all because she wants to support what I do, and she sees me going through it with all this stuff, and then she did one of those, when your wife goes, it's like, oh, let me shut my ass up. I need to stop talking about this in her presence. I'm venting to her, and she's taking it all in. And it's like, ah! Back to my son. My son's in the hallway. He's wearing the pajama pants that are almost to the knee. Like, son, please, I bought you new ones. What is that? I'm going to burn that because that needs... he likes them. They're comfortable. Pandemic got him stuck inside anyway. It's like, no one sees him, Dad. I like him. They're my favorite. Okay. His little puppy dog eyes. He's like, Dad. I said, are you being nosy? You listen to our conversation, son? He's like, no, I'm not being nosy. I'm being concerned. Yeah. That's my man right there, my little man. He said he's being concerned. I said, what you concerned about, son? He said, I heard crying. I said, okay. I said, go talk to your mom. I'm going to go downstairs. Go see her. Go check on her. It's okay, but go make sure. So that's what made me do the video yesterday. There have been people, man, just pumping and pounding their chest, like, say, I knew Tim was going to do this. And I knew. No, it has to end. It's not good for my life to stay in this thing that I know people want this to mean everything. But what this person says and what I say and what that person says is not going to change. It's not, I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to change what happens in Congress. It's not going to change the world. if I disagree with this person, or if this person disagrees with me, or if this person rants and raves for 2 hours about how horrible I was. Or if this person says, Tim's mean and nasty. Or if this person says, Tim's a grifter. Like, at the end of the day, it's not going to change our lives. All it does is stress us out. The real work isn't going to be done in a tweet, even in a YouTube video, even on this show. The real work is inside. The real work is what we need to do in the streets. The real work is what we do in our movement building. It's what we do when we organize. It's what we do when we go to the polls. It's what we do when we hold accountable politicians. And we're going to get into what holding accountable looks like and what it doesn't look like. Because we need a refresher course on what accountability is. Some people don't get it. So we're going to get to those things, but this is what moves me. And then remembering and looking at all of my messages and the people saying, don't focus on this, don't focus on that. You're doing the right thing. We got your back. I'm getting on. Look, guys, I love you. We got bigger fish to fry. We do. We have bigger fish to fry. And it does bring me to a moment I'm wondering if we really have a movement here, or we just got a bunch of people. You know, I was told 4 years ago, I used to have a guy come on my show, and then out of the blue, he says he don't want to do the show anymore. He wants to do his own thing again. He's going to not do that because, well, I was starting to criticize different people like Trump, and he didn't feel comfortable with it. And he had been so embittered by the Democrats' treatment of Bernie. He said, screw it all. I hate the Democrats. I'm going Republican. That's what I'm doing. And I said, man, what about the movement? He said, Tim, there is no movement. The Democrats have no movement. I'm stubborn as hell. I don't believe that for a second. I'm like, I don't believe that. You go get your money, Johnson. Go do your thing. I understand. Go make it happen. If that's how you feel, man, I feel better too sometimes. I understand exactly how you feel. I mean, I was in the hot sun in Philly, hoping that Bernie would take it to convention, and then they didn't even let Nina Turner speak, and then they turned on noise cannons to drown out the protesters, and ballots weren't counted in New York, and ballots weren't counted here, and someone lied about a chair being thrown in Nevada. And all of that happened. So I'm just saying, man, I don't fault nobody for anything they feel that they have to do. You got to decide if you're a good person, if you're ethical or not. That's on you. My point is, I don't know if we got a movement here. I don't know what this is. It don't feel like a movement. It feel toxic what's happening right now, don't it? And I also feel like people frustrated, man. People in pain. And I was like, Tim, why are people so angry? Why are people so pissed off? You know why they're so pissed off. We know why people are angry, right? We know what's going on. We know people are angry. We say we understand, but do we really understand why people are so pissed off? What's really going on with people? Well, that's a good way to segue into this, guys. Check this out. There it is.
So we did not take for an answer the Republican bill, which did not have a nickel for unemployment benefits. We did not take yes for an answer for a bill that did not have a nickel for direct payments. Senator from Wisconsin talks about the deficit. Yet the senator from Wisconsin voted for over $1 trillion in tax breaks for billionaires and large profitable corporations. That's okay. Senator from Wisconsin voted for a bloated military budget, $740 billion. That's okay. Senator from Wisconsin supports hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in corporate welfare. A senator from Wisconsin threw out some numbers. Let me throw out some other numbers. Half of the people in this country are living paycheck to paycheck. Millions of workers are trying to survive on starvation wages of 10 or 12 bucks an hour. 90 million people are uninsured or underinsured, can't afford to go to a doctor. 19 million families spending half of their limited incomes on housing. Madam President, today we have the most severe hunger crisis in America that we have had in decades. Children in this country are going hungry, while 500,000 people are homeless, and many millions more fear eviction. Today, as a result of the pandemic, not only do we have the worst health care crisis in 100 years, but the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. So, Madam President, I say to my colleague from Wisconsin, yeah, I will not support proposals that do not provide a nickel in unemployment benefits, not a nickel in direct relief to tens of millions of low-income and middle-income families. So, Madam President, I would hope very much that this Congress appreciates the pain that is out there, and that instead of worrying about tax breaks for billionaires or corporate welfare, let's pay attention to the needs of working families, and let us pass legislation which includes $1,200 direct payment to working class families, as we did in the CARES Act, $500 to their kids, and certainly not taking a nickel away from unemployment and the other important provisions that are currently being negotiated.
So Bernie was talking about a lot of things there about the stimulus check, the lack of aid to those that are unemployed, no money for stimulus, money for corporations. I'll jump back on the screen real quick. Let me try this. We have 500,000 people homeless. Yeah, that'll make people get loud. That'll make people yell. That'll make people pissed off. That'll make people depressed, suicidal, abusive. Millions of people in fear of being homeless, in fear of being evicted. Millions of people without health care coverage. Millions of people unemployed. Hasn't been this bad since the Great Depression. Now to the poverty rate. Poverty rate has spiked higher than it's been in the last 60 years, guys. USC's biggest yearly jump last 60 years. Nearly 8 million Americans have fallen into poverty since the summer. It surged over the last 5 months with 7.8 million. 7.8 million people falling into poverty, the latest indication of how deeply many are struggling after government aid dwindled. I got another fun fact for us. New data released Wednesday by researchers at the University of Chicago, University of Notre Dame, shows the poverty rate increased to 11.7% in November, up 2.4% points since June, making the fifth straight month of an incline. In that time span, around 7.8. There we go. Numbers everywhere. That's 4 different sources. Washington Post, Associated Press, University of Chicago, got 4 different sources all saying the same thing, guys. And those 4 different sources say that Americans are hurting at such a level that it hasn't been seen before in some of our lifetimes, and some of you twice your lifetimes. I mean, this level of uncertainty, instability, lack of finances, lack of being able to take care of oneself. I mean, people who have been able to survive everything that's been thrown at them, even the Obama, back with the crash, the Wall Street crash of 07, 08. They were able to survive. This has knocked that off the radar. This is decimated small businesses, black businesses. 40% of black businesses are gone. Many of them never to return. I don't know the data on white businesses. I gotta imagine it's significant. So that's where we are. So people have a reason, they have a right, it's understandable that people are very upset. And once again, let me remind everybody, it's not just about people being in poverty. It's not just about homelessness. Think about the mental toll it takes on people. Think about those families and what they're going through. If it's your family right now going through this, it's not a mental gymnastics that you need to do to understand what I'm saying. But I think people are not taking it seriously. Are people taking it seriously what's going on right now? I don't know if we are. People at wit's end. People burying loved ones and can't even go see them in the hospital. My mom did not get to see my dad before he died. They've been together 50 years. So, this is where we are. And I'm asking you again, do we really have a movement? It seems like what we have is a bunch of people reacting on Twitter and on Facebook, on YouTube, making videos about each other, jumping at each other, accusing each other, when we ain't the problem. The problem's bigger than any individual, but are we reacting to it in a way that's going to help us, if we got a movement, contain the movement, save the movement, or build the movement? I don't know. We need to agree on if we want to say we have a movement, or if we want to really create a movement, or if we want to keep a movement going. If you're talking about what was left over from the Bernie coalition, well, if you want to maintain that, is that what's happening now? Really? So, poverty rates skyrocketing. Healthcare is not on the ballot. It's not on the ballot. We want it on the ballot, and that's been the order of contention. And we've been talking about that. And it's gotten to the point where I think we're doing more harm than good. I feel like it's a race for clicks at this point. I'll share with you this. I don't really want to add to the drama, man. I really don't want to add to the drama. I feel like I'm adding to the drama if I do this. You know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to add to the drama, okay? Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. Yeah, I don't want to be there. I don't want to add to it. I don't want to continue. I don't want to keep this going. Okay, so if you're looking for your name to be expanded or, I don't know, man. I don't know. If people want their name to be elevated by this drama, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. I don't have the energy to do it. I'm doing this show tonight to give you guys a chance to talk. All I'm saying is yelling and screaming at AOC is not going to change this thing. I know you think it is. I know we think it is. And if you're a leader in this and that's what you're doing, then it's not leadership to have me spend half my day explaining to women why it's okay for you to talk to women this way. And I don't even support this guy. I just support the fact that we got a situation where maybe, okay, we got COVID-19, let's try to get something out of it. Let's band together and force Congress and force them to put together some type of remedies for our situation, and that they can't deny what's going on. They can't just be like, now's not a good time, we don't have money for it. They won't be able to get away with that because it's COVID-19. It's everywhere. They can't pretend. They do that with us, you know. We say there's a problem. There's always some dummy popping their head up. We say, hey, we got so many cops killing us. They go, well, there's more you killing you than you killing than the cops killing you. Cops kill you, but, you know, you kill you, so, you know. But they can't do that with COVID-19, can they? Foiled. Foiled. They can't say, well, the virus killed you, and you know, you kill you too. So it's horrible. So we got to use COVID-19, and we got to get as much out of this out of our government while we got them pinned to the wall where they can't pretend. How can you say you're the party of the people? There'll be a pandemic, and you be like, nah, I can't do nothing for the people. I can't. They're getting away with it right now, though. That's the thing. They're getting away with it right now. Right this moment, they're getting away with not doing anything. They're talking about giving you $600, Johnson. They haven't given you a check since March 2019. And you got to twist their arm and push it up in the back for them to even talk about giving you $600 in 2021. 9 months, 10 months later. Oh, gosh. I guess maybe I could. Here's a quarter for your trouble, buddy. Don't spend it all in one place. Are you going to buy booze with that quarter? I mean, it's that horrific, guys. As he drives off in his chauffeured limousine, in the back of his chauffeured limousine with his driver named Bartholomew. It's horrible. I don't think it gets any worse than this. I don't know if we have a movement. I don't know what you call this, but I call it a mess. I don't want to contribute to the mess. If some people say their role is to be loud, obnoxious, they think that's effective. I just want everyone to remember, because I know it's effective to be loud. It is. I do it. You just don't know, guys. Whenever I'm upset, people write me, this was your best show you've ever had. Whenever I'm yelling and cussing and spitting, and my kids are wondering if Pop gonna fall out, it's not that bad. I don't have a heart condition that I know of. I guess when the mail comes in. Great job, Tim Black. Man, you on fire, Tim Black. Woo! You told them, let them have it. It's human nature for that to resonate. That person is saying what you want them to say or what you're feeling. And it feels sincere and real. It's also the easiest thing to do in the world is to yell at somebody. What's not easy is actually to convert people to your way of thinking. What's not easy is taking this small thing, and if you say we got a movement, this very small movement, and try to make it bigger so we can actually have political influence. That's the goal, right? The goal is to have political influence. Not for me to be a star, not for you to be a star, not for you to get bigger. Yeah, I know, it's to help people. I know. Okay. Well, all I'm saying is a person who does the same thing, who's pretty good in his own right. I got on stage. I got applauses. I've performed. What matters is what our goal is. Our goal, this is not a performance. This is not an arena we're trying to pack. We're trying to build this movement, right? And if we want to build the movement, we got to have more people in the movement. And if you want more people in the movement, when people stumble upon the movement, they can't have you yelling and screaming and spitting and cursing out young women like nothing. So a bunch of clapping guys, yeah, that's great. Tell her, that's great. Get that bitch. Get her. That's not good. That's not for movement building. And if you say, well, that's your job and that's your only skill set, well, then I got to do my job, which to be the counterbalance to that, because we can't, if this is a movement, if we want to build a coalition, which is to have different people, more people, not just our little corner of the internet, more people, so we can wield political influence. we need to build that, right? Isn't that true? Isn't that what we need to do? And don't tell me that somebody who's right now looking at stimulus checks, or somebody in the Midwest, or somebody in the inner city, or and someone in D.C. or Maryland or New York or I don't know, Chicago, Illinois, wherever they are, if they see this type of outburst, this type of stuff, there are going to be people going, yeah, there's going to be other people going, what the hell is that? Click. So, all I'm saying is, we got a movement. We have to have some rules. We got to have some ground rules about how we move. Some ground rules about how we conduct this shit. Some ground rules in how we're trying to expand it. And if we don't have a movement, let's just say we don't have a movement. We got people grabbing money, people running out the back door, people doing their thing, people performing, people singing and dancing, people doing whatever. Just doing whatever they want to do. But if we got a movement, we need a little bit, we're grown-ass people. And all I know is I'm tired of people asking me, what's going on? And all I'm saying is, I want us to have a movement. I want this movement to be successful. I want black people to get something for their vote. Is that too much to ask? Do I got to really go through all this? Do you have to go through all of this for us to get there? I guess we do, Johnson. I guess we do. So this is me imploring you to lean on the better judgment. I'm not telling you to PC yourself. I'm telling you to peace yourself. I'm telling you like Senator Nina Turner told me. She told me this. Dr. Cornel West told me this. Nina Turner specifically said, Tim, be hard on issues, soft on people. She didn't say be a sellout or chump. She said be hard on the issues. I didn't always listen. So I may not always be the best spokesperson for this message. But given what's happened recently, I've been having to do it. So guys, poverty rates. People are broke and people are ending up on the streets. People are looking at the doors, wondering where they're going to move to right now. People are talking about people's motives and what people are really out to do. And I've been here talking people working for the CIA and people COINTELPRO. I'm hearing all types of stuff, man. Yo, I don't know any evidence for any of this stuff. Is there any evidence for any of this stuff? Please, guys. Please. Wow. Okay, let's shift gears, guys, because I don't have answers for it. I don't know what to tell you. All I'm saying is we got to do a better job. I don't know how we get to doing a better job, but we got to do a better job. Hope some people out there understand what I'm talking about. I don't want to add to it. I don't want to add to it. I think I added enough to it lately. But I'm not going to fall in line with you guys just because you want me to. Talk to me like a human being. I'll talk to you like a human being, and we can figure this thing out. But I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the solution. I'm too old to act like I can't understand that. Too old to act like I don't understand what being what part of a civil conversation that actually move us forward is about. I can't pretend we don't know how to do that. So we do know how to do that. We've had to do that in our lives. People have signed contracts and done business before and taken money for services, and they knew what they had to do when they went out there and they did the thing. So let's not act like everybody just a rebellious, rambunctious, rebellious fighter, soldier who doesn't listen to anything and goes against it. This person, of these people, all of us are grown adults who have done different things in different capacities. And we damn sure know how to move forward. And if we want a unit and a movement, we know this ain't the way to get to it. That's it. That's my little pep talk, man. I want to cover this story, and I'm going to do it because it's going to get too late. It's going to be too long. It's going to be too... I can't wait till next week to cover this, okay? This woman went home. A social worker goes home after working a hard day's work. She gets undressed, about to take a shower, and then the cops bust through her door. They bust through the wrong door, Johnson. She is naked. They do not allow her to clothe herself. They handcuff her naked with a room full of cops, all men. This happened in 2019, February. Do you know they just released that footage this week? And you know that Mayor Lightfoot over there in Chicago, Lori Lightfoot act like she didn't know what happened, but she knew about it back then when it happened. She did know it happened. She sat on it. They didn't want this to go public. Now, I'm going to run you a clip. You're not going to see anybody's body parts because it's going to be all blurred out. But you will get a sense of what an ordeal this was for this woman, innocent woman in her own home.
See.
I had just gotten home from work, and while I was undressing,
Anjanette Young, a social worker, had just finished her shift at the hospital when 12 Chicago police officers raided her home.
and it happened so fast, I didn't have time to put on clothes.
She was completely naked, surrounded by all male officers.
And I'm just standing there. I mean, terrified, humiliated.
Young was handcuffed as the officers searched her home.
If I had made one wrong move, I felt like they would have shot me.
One police officer wraps a short coat around her shoulder, still leaving her front fully exposed. Young tells the raid team at least 43 times they are in the wrong place.
You got the wrong house! You got the wrong house!
WBBM's investigation uncovered police got it wrong because they took the word of an informant who said a felon with a handgun lived in the apartment.
Nobody lives here but me!
Okay, you don't have to shout.
I don't have to shout! This is ridiculous!
So, where was the target? Our investigation revealed he was awaiting trial on home confinement here at a different apartment in Anjanette Young's complex. How easy would it have been to locate him? Easy, real easy, because he was wearing a police tracking device. Police did eventually walk Young to a room so she could get dressed. It took more than 20 minutes for the officers to say this.
We believe your story.
Nearly 2 years after the ordeal, Young says she still hasn't been told if any of the officers involved have been disciplined.
They need to do the work, but they need to do it right.
Now, the city law department went to court to try to block our station from airing this video, but that judge ruled against them. Now, tonight, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot publicly apologized to Ms. Young and said she was appalled at what she saw and is recommending that the city settle that case. Ms. Young says what she wants is accountability, Nora.
Okay, guys, now, what's not included in this clip is this local WTTW report. Hold on. Are we spiking with the volume or something? Testing 1, 2. Something's crazy over here. Let me make sure we're good. Damn it. Damn it. Son of a. Any other time, things work fine. Well, kind of. Hello. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so anyway. Okay, according to a Chicago newspaper, news site, news.wttw, Mayor Lightfoot on Thursday acknowledged that she had known since November 2019 that Chicago police officers handcuffed a naked woman during a mistaken raid of her home back in February 2019. She told reporters Wednesday that she first learned about the raid on Tuesday morning. So, Wednesday she said she found out about it Tuesday, and today she admits she knew about it in November. You didn't actually do it, Lori Lightfoot. You didn't actually do the raid, did you? No, you didn't. So why lie about it? You know, why not just make the people that screwed up fall on the sword? Why lose all credibility, or what's left of your credibility, for these guys? Really, for these guys. For cops that would say, hey, why are you yelling? You don't have to shout just because us 12 cops all saw you naked in your own home and scared the hell out of you. Why are you shouting? I mean, these people shouldn't be cops. They should not be cops, Johnson. See, there I go getting loud, but these people should not be cops. They shouldn't have badges and have the ability to kick in your door. The guy they're looking for has an ankle bracelet. You know what an ankle bracelet is? GPS, Johnson. GPS. That means they could have just looked on this. Here's this guy. He's over here. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is pay this lady. Pay this lady right now. Give her lots of money. That's what you do, Lori. You don't step on the case. You don't try to suppress it. You pay her. Pay her money right now. Do it. Lots of money. Here, just push it. Put your foot on the desk and push all the money towards her. Just give her all the money and then apologize. What's unfortunate is that taxpayers feel like it's coming out of their pocket. That's bad. Get better cops. To the sister who had to suffer this traumatizing ordeal. Hey, this says news via Jamal Green. Jamal? Is this Jamal Green from Twitter? I don't know. He is in Chicago, right? Jay, this you? I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna say I don't know. I hope it is Jay. All right. So anyway, I just want the woman's name. I'm sorry. Anjanette Young. Anjanette Young, please take your money. Go to France or Australia or buy a nice house, like a bungalow or something nice in Pasadena. Go to California. Got a couple mil, you know. I heard you can get a decent house in California for a couple $1 million. Hey, I didn't say I'm gonna take the gloves off. Just said I support us getting something for our vote. And I support them getting something for their vote. For us, not for them, for us. Okay. Last thing. I call this one Kansas Drive. Some Kansas police officers went on the drive, though it got a little bumpy. That's right. They went on the drive and they poured over a black man who was running shirtless. He's a 35-year-old former police detective from Kansas City. This is rich, guys. This is rich. It don't get no better. I want to hear. Here we go.
Apologized to Miss Young and said she was appalled at what.
We want to turn now to a disturbing story. Police officers raiding the wrong home and handcuffing.
Shit! Oh shit!
Okay, there you go. Oh, it's always lots of fun. We call that one a Kansas Drive. We're good. We don't know what's going on with this thing. Dashcam video captured a horrific scene as a Kansas Sheriff's Department deputy, a patrol truck, mowed down a black man who was running shirtless across the field in the summer after fleeing a traffic stop. Who is this man running from the cops? Those cops just want to talk to him. It's a random traffic stop. What's the problem? What is he doing? What is wrong with this guy? He must be a thug running from these cops. If you ain't did nothing wrong, why are you running from the cops? God, man, we need to start running from the cops, man. If you would have just sat there and did what they told him to do, no sudden movements. Stop making his eye twitch. Everything would have been fine, right? Turns out Lionel Womack, the 35-year-old man you saw running that they tried to kill because he ran from a traffic stop, he's a former police detective from Kansas City, Kansas. The cops even run from the cops in Kansas. He says he was on a very dark road by himself. The cops came, pulled him over. He got scared because more cops kept coming, and he said he was running for his life. They scared the bejesus out of the cop. The cop ran for his life. He wasn't on drugs, no alcohol in the system. Womack said in the statement that he hadn't been speeding, nor was he under the influence of anything when he was initially pulled over. His license, insurance, and registration were all up to date. They just scared the hell out of the black man who was a former cop. Even black cops know these cops will kill your ass. He ran from the cops, Johnson. He got the hell out from the cops. And he was a cop. Now it's just a bunch of you Black Lives Matter activist types on YouTube fanning division. Even cops are afraid of cops. That's bad, because Crips ain't afraid of Crips. You ever seen a Crip see another Crip? What up, though? What up, Lope? You ever seen a Hell's Angel see a Hell's Angel? What's up, brother? You ever seen a cop see another cop? Well, I don't know now. That's the other gang. That's the biggest gang in the United States. Cops are the biggest gang in the United States. Some of you are delusional and don't have to live in the reality of the same world that the rest of us have to live. But this black man, Mr. Womack, he lives there, and he was a cop, and he still lives in the same world I live in. That's the world of fight or flight. Your life is in your hands, or should I say it's in their hands. He got off light. They just ran him over. When the officer first pulled me over, turned his lights on, I pulled over and complied, exactly as you're supposed to. But when 3 additional vehicles pulled up quickly and started to surround my car, I freaked out. I'm a human being. I got scared. They surrounded my car, all of them, pulled in on me. That's when I took off. It was fight or flight, and I was going to live. I felt like I was in danger. This was out in the country, late at night, and it was dark. So I ran for my life. That's what you see in the dance cam video. I'm running in an open field, and I'm scared. I put a video out on Facebook last year, well, earlier this year, of a mentally ill white man who had just killed 3 people. His brother, his mother, and his sister. Stabbed them all to death. He was naked, and they chased him for about 30 minutes, Johnson. No one ran him over. No one shot him. He is alive and well today with no injuries. He was wanted for murder. This guy ran from a traffic stop. A former cop runs from a traffic stop because he's scared for his life. They run him over with a truck, Johnson. Only crime committed, he ran. That's it, Johnson. Phone number, let me put that on the screen. Get this phone number going here, guys. Sorry about this. Let's get the phone number up. There we go, 319-527-6212. We're always having fun here. We're going to go commercial, then we'll be right back. Stay tuned. It's time for you to talk. Get it in, Johnson. Call up, get in queue. We take calls in the order that they come. We do not screen calls here, Johnson.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
All right. Okay, guys. All right, guys. Go to first call, 908. 908, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, Tim. It's Nate from New Jersey.
Hey, what's up, Nate? Talk to me, brother.
How you doing?
I'm good, fam.
First, the Anjanette Young thing. If I talk too much about it, I'm going to start. 10-year-old with an internet connection could have figured out the right house. Sad. They clearly didn't do their job. Second, all I have to say about the cop that got run over is they'll find something bad to say about that cop in 3, 2, 1. Even if they have to go back to grade school to find it. Okay? Lastly, what troubles me, and it disgusts me to say it, is the fact that the party of evil, the Republicans, held a primary that was more fair in 2016 than the primary held by the Democrats. That's how we got Trump. Do you think the Republicans like him? Hell no. But they want to win. See who was actually ahead and who the people actually liked. The establishment centrist Democrats are horrible. They either don't want to win or don't know how, or both. We got these Lincoln Project Republicans who are willing to help the Democrats, not because Trump was Nazi-level bad, but instead because they're the same as the establishment Democrats. The establishment Democrats are Republicans. They're just Republicans who are slightly nicer to gays and blacks. Okay? So why do I bring this up? Indulge me in a quick analogy. Smoke-filled back rooms with their politicians and the powerful corporate forces that command them. They don't all like each other. In fact, their egos are huge, and they're mostly megalomaniacs like Trump, okay? He just lacks the control to hide it. The Republicans, like Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell, can sit across the table from Cobra Commander, Destro, Megatron, the reanimated corpse of Adolf Hitler, Cersei Lannister, Lex Luthor, the Joker, Emperor Palpatine, every villain and business and horrible business entity you can imagine. And then they team up like the Legion of fucking Doom, and get this, they work together to beat down the rest of us. Okay? And they're good at it, even when they're not cheating, which half the time they are. The establishment Democrats wish they were Republicans so bad that they haven't taken the time to figure out how to play the game against them, okay? And progressives can't get into the fight correctly with or without the Democrats because, to continue the analogy, we're still arguing over whether to trust Superman enough to sit across the table from him because he's not from Earth, even though he's clearly on our side and the most powerful ally we could have asked for. What do I mean by all this crazy cartoon shit that I'm talking? We need our own secret backroom meeting. Our heroes need to figure out what they're willing to get on the same page with and fucking take action. I'm talking about my pipe dream of some kind of summit or convention where people like you, Tim Black, and can sit with people like Cenk Uygur and Jimmy Dore and Kyle Kunsky and Nick Brown and Michael Moore and Dr. Cornel West, and sit across from AOC and the Squad and Ro Khanna and Nina Turner and Bernie Sanders and whoever else, and try to squash these beasts, or at least set them aside for a minute and get on the same page for the greater good of getting shit done. Start with a single similarity and run with it. The Pelosi's of the world are too far gone. But if some other Democrats can hang, then they can come too. But something's got to give, because the Republicans are glad that we've done them the favor of fighting with each other and eating our own. Imagine how much more powerful we could be if we were truly united. That's it. That's all I got.
Nate, my brother, well, very well said. Dope analogies. I feel like I feel like I went to the movies, y'all. I appreciate you on that. Took us on a little journey, and it's spot on, and it makes sense, and it's sort of like what I was trying to say, brother, in my monologue, and not so many words, or at least part of it, where I was saying we need a movement. If we want a movement, we got to have some rules, some type of boundaries, and some type of goals that are not so disparate, and people running in different directions. I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you, Nate. I talked enough, but thank you, Nate, for the phone call. Next call, 323. You're live, 323. What's your name? What's your comment?
My name is John. First off, I want to say thank you, brother, for you being you. And I want to give you my condolences because I had recently lost my father. So,
thank you, brother.
I mean, with time, it does hurt, but with time, you'll get through. My prayers are with you, bro.
Thank you.
Like the last caller, I'm just looking at everybody on the left trying semicircular firing squads on each other. And I'm like, movement, hell, the only movement we got is a stalemate. We're in the same spot. And you said something the other day that kind of went through my brain and did not leave when you said, what? Ben had the leverage to do a lot of things. I mean, like the police issue, it's been out of control. The racial disparity, the wealth gap, and no one's took a look at that contract that Ice Cube came up with. But when they supposedly be for everybody, now everyone's yelling. It doesn't, and though it is the right thing because Medicare for all, if I had a country, I want my citizens to be as healthy as possible. Because you, billion plus people, and they got like a 500 million military. That's 200 million more than there are people here. Mm-hmm. If they wanted to invade, they got the numbers to do so. And we are not the healthiest of people. You and I know that. And then everybody want to say something to you because you come from the black side of things. But I mean, everything they're talking about now, we have been yelling for the longest time. And they want to get mad at you, not understanding you have the right to be a little pissed off. I mean, hell, it's been, 70 years since we actually had movement? So I get it, not understand. And the thing is, they will never understand at the beginning until, and the left means the left is going to have to come together and at the beginning start correcting itself. There will never be a good outcome. And I'm afraid then that book that Noam Chomsky wrote, Farewell to America, will come true.
Wow.
And then it gets hard. So I appreciate you, brother. I understand. I see it. I'm a researcher. So I understand.
Well, John, I appreciate you, my brother, for calling up, man. I got to leave it there, but I want to thank you for your insight, brother, and putting it down for me. And thank you for taking the time to sort of look at it from my point of view and where I'm trying to go with it. I'm not trying to get nothing for myself out of this. It's my hesitation to jump on board certain things optically, and what are we trying to focus on, and what does this do, and does this really, is this the right tack to take? It's a lot of moving pieces, but at the end of the day, I could not stand against people getting, if I can help at all. Because I don't want people saying, oh, Tim, you didn't want to help us to get Medicare for all. Well, if that's a simplistic way to look at it, I could say you're standing against ending poverty for black kids because you don't support reparations, but I don't say it, do I? I don't say that. I wouldn't say that. Maybe you got a different point of view, maybe, but you're not trying to kill the kids, are you? You don't want to close this racial wealth gap? Well, a lot of the crime that we see, a lot of the death that we see in the inner city, that we see in all cities across the world, wherever you go, is due to lack of finances and people having poverty. Rich people don't. Rich people don't rob stores or sell drugs. Now, well, they might give drugs away. Or maybe that's how they got rich. I don't know. Okay. Some people got rich by selling drugs. The bottom line is, where there is poverty and pain, there will be death. And I'm not hanging that all on you because you didn't ride for a contract with Black America or want to have Dirk Hamilton on or listen to Dr. Sandy Darity or Dr. Hamilton or Sandy Darity, Dr. Darity, Dr. Cornel West. I'm going to go on to the next call, man, but thank you once again, John. I appreciate you, man. I got great callers tonight. 907, it's on you. So what you going to do?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, Laura?
I'm kind of doing all right, sweetheart. I haven't been sleeping very well since all of this stuff started, but Nick's pretty much covered everything I wanted to say, other than, hang on, I'm sorry. Yes, machine, shut up. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm mechanical. Anyway, how I see this is exactly how most of us see this. Jesus Christ. It's going to go off again. Anyway, fuck. Wasn't going to call in. But we had an incident happen here. And it actually made national news. My doctor works at the Bartlett Regional Hospital here. Our vaccine came in. Yeah. The very first healthcare worker that came in got her shot. I know the young lady. Had a severe anaphylactic. She just got out of the hospital this morning. But they didn't report about the second person who got it. Another lady. Now, my doctor treated both of them. This vaccine has got some real issues. First of all, coronavirus has never has had a vaccine to it. It's been fast. Potential, warp speed. Then, of course, he put in people in place into the CDC. They passed it through the Emergency Authorization Act. There's a thing about Pfizer. They never took our money, public money, to develop this thing. They have their own patent on this. That's why, and it's not being shared. Like, when Jonas Salk created the polio vaccine, he gave it to the world. Pfizer's not. In the CARES Act, it states that we cannot sue any of these vaccine companies for injury. Europe, I have friends that they've had the same kind of anaphylactic shocks. I looked into this vaccine, and it's really not a vaccine. And what it is it's prophylactic treatment. What it does is when you get it, it's surrounded by a lipid, which basically is just a fat. It breaks down, and this is an mRNA based that oh God, forget it. Anyway, the point is, vaccines usually take anywhere between 18 months at the fastest, 4 years. Pfizer is the only one reporting that it's 95% effective. It has not been peer reviewed. It has not gone through double-blind studies, and it was only utilized and tested on people who were selected for their health. So they took healthy individuals. They barely even did animal testing. We've got an issue with this thing. And I just know that anytime anybody talks about it, they're like, oh, you're an anti-vaxxer. Listen, I'm pro-science. I'm pro-vaccine. I'm pro-life. I'm pro getting our country back together again. I am pro, I hope to God this thing works. But everything points to the fact that it's not going to be what everyone thinks it is, especially when they are pushing the CARES Act to make sure that we cannot have any recourse due to the damage that has been and could be done by this. And all of these people keep talking over and over and over. And my medical professionals, they might be small doctors in Alaska, but they went through science class like anybody else.
Right.
And they're literally telling us, you know, if you've got an allergy to anything, don't take it. So by the time it gets down to us public people, you know, we're going to know a little bit more, but I think everybody needs to keep their ear out.
Well, look, Laura, I think...
Keep their wits about them, you know. I
Gotcha.
love you guys. And Tim,
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I was in there with you, by the way.
I saw you.
And I got swung on, and it don't matter. We all have to make sure that we stick together. We're the ones at the grassroots. We're the ones hurting. And yeah, we call in, and yeah, we cheer for our the people that talk on their platforms. But it's really up to each and every one of us to do what we can in our communities. Get into, you know, we got to get into our community activism and make the change. We have to be the squeaky wheel, and from different areas and different voices, but by God, it takes all of the people who are under this pressure and all this pain to get out there and do what we have to do to make sure that we push our agenda first. It is not up to YouTubers to make an agenda. Medicare for all and qualified immunity for these goddamn killer cops. Demilitarize them. That Obama's the one that put them through there. Do you think that our new POTUS is going to defund them, much less demilitarize them? So it's up to us to take care, to make sure we're activated. And if 1 million or more people with pussy hats can go out there on the day that HRC didn't get elected and show up to Trump in Washington to show how pissed off they are that Trump became president, then why don't we all get our little selves out there and show them, listen, no pandemic help, no moratorium on our rents being taken care of. We're not going to have our children starve, and we make our demands. I've been saying this for years, but I guess it's about time everybody stop bitching on the internet and start getting motivated and put it together. Love you all. Got your back 110%, honey, and I love everybody. Good night, and thank you for the time to talk.
Absolutely. Thank you, Laura, for the phone call. And someone said, Tim, you're talking about police brutality, but what are we going to do about it? You're just talking about it. The door's that way, Johnson. It's a talk radio show. But if you really want to know, I think we should put demilitarizing the police into that request that we want the squad to fight for. You know, because we all know that, Medicare for All isn't going to pass even if you get it to the floor, even if by some way it gets to the floor. But you know what could pass? In the wake of the civil uprisings, the wake of the largest civil rights movement, events, actions since the 60s that just took place, we might be able to demilitarize the police. Yeah, we might be able to roll back some of Obama's shit. See, that would get done. But you know what? That would really, really help us who are getting our asses kicked by cops. I wonder if people, I think a lot of people, though, would be down for that. Now, I think a lot of people will be down for it. Oh, that's right. I don't think Biden's going to do it. But we could try it. So I'm saying if we're going to work together, let's actually work together and put more stuff in that includes other people's, all these movements. You know, like they had one, like look, guys, we're in jail, right? Like, let's say we're staging a prison riot and we took on some hostages. We need a list of demands. And on that list needs to be more than one thing. How about we have more than one thing on the list? You know, in case they don't want to fly the helicopter in with the $10 million in it. You know, maybe we should get the heat cut on. Get a conjugal visit. Bring back cigarettes. I don't know, but let's have some other conditions of our surrender for our vote for Nancy Pelosi. I'm going to go to the next call, man. Thank you, Laura. 719. You in the house, 719. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, my name is Jonathan Masters. How you doing, Tim?
I'm good. What's going on, John? What's your question or comment?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Go ahead, John.
I guess I don't know where to start because, okay, let's see here.
3 minutes, John.
I think the Medicare for... Can you hear me?
We hear you. 3 minutes, John. Go ahead.
3 minutes. Okay, so this just one idea. I'll just give you one idea. The idea is to pressure Pelosi for Medicare for all. Why don't we do top 3 or top 10? You know, if we just did Medicare for all, then, you know, it seems like we're not getting much. But if we aim for the stars, we might land on the moon. So that's my comment. Thanks, Tim.
All right. 718. 718, you're live. I got 2 718s in here. You're live, though, 718.
Me?
Yes, that's you, my friend. How you doing? Go right ahead, my friend.
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm good, partner.
The last guy said exactly what I said. Why can't we just put extra conditions on the table? And what condition do you think that you'd be willing to take off of the table if the corporate Democrats were able to agree? Like, let's say we do reparations. Let's say we do demilitarize the police, and we do Medicare for all. Let's also say that we sacrifice Jeff Bezos. We can take that off the table, and then we get the bill. So let's do that. Well, I forgot what her name is. What was her name? That old lady or young? But she sounded like Mark Simpson's sister. That's who she sounded like. She's. Can you wish me Merry Christmas? DM me. My name is Peter Version 1. DM me.
All right. The doors are closed. The doors are here. I'm just a jack-off comedian, right? That old lady's smarter than you will ever be. 718, I got another 718 number in the queue. 718, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Sam.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, my name's Elijah. I'm from Brooklyn. I've called in before. I was just calling because originally I had seen the Kansas City story, and I was hoping you'd actually talk about it. But this time is looking at the legacy of the civil rights movement. And specifically, if you look at what Fred Hampton did with the Rainbow Coalition in New York, well, not in New York, in Chicago, but as the Black Panthers had spread across the country, they worked on coalition building, not necessarily on just people who were necessarily on the left or the right, but they were working together with people under a common goal for improving workers' rights. And I think that especially when people talk about a lot of different issues, when you look at, for example, COINTELPRO, there's a brother named Terry J. Albury who's currently in prison right now because he had exposed government surveillance on the Intercept's website. I'll plug them, the documents called the FBI Secret Rules if anyone wants to look into it. But when we see that we have a massive police state and a lot of these neocon Democrats, because that's really what they are calling and saying that defund the police is not popular, when we have libertarians who are crazy like Ammon Bundy, who got it's not something that's a left or right-wing issue. We have it to where people understand that we live in an environment where police have an authoritarian control over people. And specifically just what I'm seeing in New York, we have it to where cops have specifically said, at least with working with the mayor's department, that they're not going to pass any police reform because with the actual police reform demands, the mayor has decided to cut off all communications with his mayor's department. And so we need to work together as a coalition to actually fight for issues impacting workers. And that's also why I'm glad that you supported the Medicare for All, especially at times like this. We have to make sure that we're working for the people, and especially at it's just the bare minimum request. And so I'd like to thank you for all the work that you do. I understand the skepticism because you did have a lot of the people like David Sirota who were coming out against the plan originally. And it is something where I think we should be building on this, but that's just a bare minimum starting point. So thank you for the time.
No problem, Elijah. Thank you for the phone call, man. Some good information in there. And I want to admit, guys, initially I didn't like the term defund the police. I just didn't like it. I mean, and I'm a person who's been talking about need to demilitarize our police, need to basically disassemble our police and rebuild it. I used to have a guy come on my show who was a former police officer in Baltimore. He used to come on my show, and we had a series of shows that we did about this topic 4 or 5 years ago. And I've been covering police abuse and shootings and all these things for almost 10 years now. So I'm down for what I'm saying is, what I don't like, guys, is I say, hey, why we got to call it defund the police? Let's call it this. People say, oh, you don't support this. No, I've been doing this. I've been supporting it longer than you have. I just wanted a different name. But you know what I did, guys? I listened. And I said, you know what? It ain't worth it to fight over the name. This is way before Obama. Obama didn't pay attention to this shit till a couple months ago. We're talking about when we first started using that term about a year and a half ago, when it started to really climb in popularity. I had this conversation. But then I said, after I listened to everyone, they said, Tim, it doesn't really matter what we call it because there's going to be people that are going to be pushing back on it regardless to what it is. Look, they shot MLK, dead. He wasn't talking about defunding the police. He was talking about rights. And they still killed him. So it doesn't matter. They use anything as an excuse if they don't like the substance. And they're not going to like the substance because they want that money to stay the same. And then I said, you know what? I'm not going to fight this fight. It ain't worth it. I support it. So I got 2 points here. One is that Elijah made a good point. We do need to make this particular issue about defunding the police, for instance, is not about It's about all of us. We need to make a bigger tent. What we got to do is focus on that issue. As you said, it's workers' rights. Fred Hampton, focus on poor people, bringing poor people together. Reverend Barber's been on this show. Bishop Reverend Barber on this show talking about the poor people's movement. Moral revival. That's not, we can disagree on a tactic. The slogan, defund the police, I had a problem with it, got over it, moved on, supported, shout out to the rooftops. Stop making enemies out of allies because initially they say, hey, what's this? It's okay to question. It's okay for us to go, hey, what's this? It doesn't mean they're your enemy. It doesn't mean they don't support it. That's part of what we do here. We submit ideas. We work on building. We work on communication. We work on building movements. We work on building the name, building an understanding. We build on communicating, disseminating information to ways that will impact people. So there's a little bit of salesmanship and artistry in being a spokesperson or a person speaking truth to power. Then the attorney gets on, she kills the crowd. So she just say it one way, and if you don't get it, she says, you're this, you're that. Is that? I don't think that's what she does. Dr. Cornell West, another gifted oratorical person who can speak very well, move the crowd. Okay, he just get out there. My vanilla brothers, he just start calling white devils and cussing people out and throwing them to the wolves. No, because we need to communicate. So let's be the best of ourselves. Let's be the better of ourselves. We can do this. Or we feel, and if we don't, look, we have no choice, because if we don't, we will not win. And I'd rather win than be right. I'd rather win and change than stay the same and lose. So you can stay the same and be arrogant and take everything personal and fight everyone and all this and lose, and we all lose, or you can change. You can be willing to take criticism like I have. You're willing to say things that are more important than you, and we can try our best to win together. That's the way I want to do it. Thank you, Elijah, for the comment, brother. You got me going because I love it. Glad you're not trolling like that former caller. You're a good 718 caller. Now I'm going to go to 707. 707, you're live.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing, brother? It's Gabe calling from Northern California, man.
Gabe, what's up, man? Talk to me.
All right, man. Well, first I just want to be kind of brief about it, and it's going to tie into some other things. So you were talking about, the Crips and different gangs and shit. Like they, generally you would think they would greet each other friendly, and, within those gangs, there's other gangs. And that's everywhere. You got East Coast, you got all kinds of different shit, And so in the same way, that's the left in a lot of different ways. You got everyone who may be a part of the same flag that are all in their own little sections, kind of in a way, you know what I'm saying? And so
I get it.
I think, there's got to be goals for people to come together on. I completely agree with where people are going with this. I've heard people say things like we should get rid of the squad. I think that's fucking ridiculous, I think in order to gain any type of power, an inside-outside strategy has to work. You elect Justice Democrats, progressive people on the inside where is applicable, and when possible, start, when we do some kind of third party, do that, I just think there's a couple things, people got to be real about, everyone has made mistakes. I think that's what the left is supposed to be about. We're supposed to be about growth and empathy, and I think understanding everyone has said something or done something foolish in their life or stupid is part of all of this. You know what I mean? We are supposed to be the side that treats human beings like human beings, not caring where they came from, And the left has to come to terms with our own ugly past in terms of the infighting and the cannibalistic shit that we do to each other, man. It's not good. And we all gotta grow. And this year especially has been hard, with the fucking coronavirus. It's been hard for me and my family and a lot of other people I know. And so, want to give a shout out to everyone out there and, tell everyone to, take care of their mental health wherever they can, because I know this shit has been hard on a couple people, who I've been talking to about this as well. So, everyone take care of that element of all this. But yeah, ultimately all I want to say is that, I really appreciate your show. I do think we should do something, like our people who we elect should do something. But at the same time, I don't think them disagreeing with us or having their own beliefs makes them insidious or bad or something, And yeah, I just think everyone needs to get together and stop with the fucking bickering and the infighting, because all of us down here on the bottom that on Friday, feel me? Like after a long fucking stressful ass week, calling on fucking Freedom Friday. So. Oh, one last thing.
Yeah.
We should definitely, the left needs to start to consider, and I know this sounds extreme, but I think the left should consider armed protesting. And I think the reason for it is I've seen a lot of, I'm from the Bay, I've spoken to old OG Black Panther cats too, and I've talked to other folks about this over the years about how the cops are less likely to shoot tear gas at a massive crowd where a lot of people are armed. And like, I even seen it happen. I think there was some KKK rally that like a black organization went out there and rolled up on hella strapped and all those fools ran away. And but that's my point. Like, they didn't get fucking tear gassed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people need to consider that we need to be as organized as they are on the other side and have as much unity with each other as that, because if we don't, we're going to lose. The other side wants us to die. So appreciate your time.
Thank you, Gabe, for the phone call, man. And it brings up a good point, man, about all these little factions. And you know what? It's natural. When you're on the outside of something, you always think that the other side has it more together. I keep hearing these people talk about the Tea Party was so united and they did this, they did that. Yeah, the Tea Party had a lot of money dumped into it at one point, but also the Tea Party had a lot of infighting. Do you know anybody who was in the Tea Party? You didn't know that they bumped heads a lot? But see, you weren't in it, so you just think everything was so cohesive. People always think that. They always think that their side is somehow more dysfunctional than other sides. And it happens in all walks of life, guys. I mean, if I had $1 for every time some brothers I was chilling with said, man, we need to do this. We never do this. We never do that. What makes you think that the Hispanics do a better job at, like whatever? Like, well, I just think they do. Well, how do you know? Do you know the Asians? Asians are a lot of different groups. Which ones? Koreans or Filipino or Thai, or what are you talking about? Japanese, Chinese? Which one are you talking about? Well, the Asians, no, there's like a lot of different. So I get your point. It's like trying to break through that and just realize that we are, we're going to have different opinions, but I think we should have a level that we go to, a benchmark of respectability that we treat each other with. But I want to say one last thing, and that's this. Some people doubt the sincerity of others. And I get that, man. Like, I get it where you like, this person is lying. And it can cause you to lose your complete mind. Because nothing infuriates someone like someone who's lying. You know what I'm saying? I know what that's like when someone is just lying or telling half-truths brazenly, or manipulating others, or trying to mislead people. It's like, man, so we got to say, okay, we got to have rules. If not, we just start gangbanging. And I know it's a lame comparison because we ain't doing no real gangbanging, but you know what I'm saying. We just frown on each other indiscriminately. And what's happening is we're hitting bystanders. We're hitting innocent bystanders, and that's not good. And we're also demoralizing the troops. So many layers to this whole thing. If I beef with this person, I get mad at this person, then these people get mad that I got mad. They don't even know what happened. They saw what they saw. They walked in, I was throwing a punch. They didn't see the punches before they walked in. They didn't see who pushed who talked about whose mother. So, not to get too crazy, let's keep it going, guys. You guys are great. Thank you for calling in tonight. 319-527-6212 is the number. I have a 36 number in the queue. You're live, 360. What's your name? What's your comment?
Mr. Black, this is Jamin Mason, Hub Coordinator for Port Orchard, Washington. Go Hawks! I would like to say, number one, real quick, just to point out, I just want to point something out about Laura's comment. Wasn't Pfizer the company that just paid billions of dollars for the epidemic, the opioid epidemic they just started? Pondering. But anyways, so we have, like what you said earlier, Mr. Black, is seriously exactly what we need to think of. Instead of putting people on a pedestal that that are downgrading people or taking shots at people or however you want to call it, let's put this movement on blast. You know, tonight I was involved in our second week of statewide organizing out here in Washington. So we came up with a name tonight. It's the People's Party of Washington. For all of you acronym people, that's power to the people. And I'm loving it. We're out here making noise out here in Washington. It was the second call. We tripled our numbers from last week, and we are gung-ho to make this work. And nothing's going to stop us. Another thing I wanted to say for my last call, we're going to get you on that shirt, Mr. Black. I'm telling you. The Black Voters for Black Voters Party, we are working towards making that happen. We really, this movement on all fronts, this isn't about anyone's vision. This is about our coalition. The more people, I don't care if you're DSA, I don't care if you're PP, the People's Party, I don't care who you are. We come together, they cannot stop us. There's no way. You know, there's way too many of us that are sick and tired of the rich getting richer. You know, we've had enough. We have definitely had enough. And I am so glad to be on this front line of people saying, nah, we had enough. You guys have showed us on all levels, Republican, Democrat, the two main levels, Republican and Democrats. You showed us. You could care less about us people. But what you don't know is us people are the one that pays your fancy trips and pays for all of that stuff. Like, we do that. Our tax money is what you're floating around giving to the rich that are already rich. Like, I do not understand why people aren't just like instantly stuck to this idea. Because if we don't move, they aren't gonna move. They are happy as pigs in a blanket right now, up there devouring us and watching us starve. They're like Nancy Pelosi. She's eating out of a $10,000 freezer, her favorite kind of ice cream, while we are literally starving Americans, baby. And the last thing I'm going to say is stand up, please. If you're in my state, Washington, please get a hold of me. You can find me on the MPP's website. I am on blast. Find me. Come find me. We will put you to work like we're all working. Everyone's donating their time, and that's what it's going to take. Everyone donating together. I appreciate you, Mr. Black. You are amazing. You're pointing us is amazing. Please.
Hey, thank you, my brother, for the phone call, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to you guys in Washington State getting it together, man, doing it the grassroots way, the real way, the way that makes it stick, man. And I want to applaud your efforts, brother. So tweet me and I'll retweet you guys, help you get some more people on that next phone call, man. He said they tripled the call volume in only the second phone call. Wow, that's what's up, man. That's encouraging, right, guys? All right. I got another caller hanging in the queue with me. 559. You're live, Freedom Friday, 559. Hey.
Hey, Brother Tim, it's Brother Eric. How you doing?
Brother Eric, my brother, man. How you doing, E? What's up?
Well, you know, I'm doing pretty good. I've actually started to become a little bit of a night owl. The internet works a lot better. You know, it doesn't seem to, the website that I have, because everything's in the cloud, right? Ours is the same way, and it seems to operate a little bit better. So I try to get a little bit of the bookkeeping done. It's been working out pretty slick. So, but excellent show, man. I mean, see, and just in case I never mentioned it, why I say brother, you know, Brother Tim, it's in reference to, obviously, I mean, you could get existential, the brotherhood of man and all that, but it's a reference to a labor union, to a union. Before I got into the accounting racket, I was an electrician back in Fresno, California. So, and hey, same thing with unions. I definitely got my issues with them. I remember, because I was low voltage, they treated us like second-class citizens. But you know what? Do I want to get rid of them? No, because it's a collective bargaining. And see, what did they do? That's what globalization was, a big union busting operation. But see, where's our strength? Our strength is in our solidarity. And I think people get a little bit hyper, like, well, you know, because hey, maybe we ought to get away from, let's put some of this shit to the side, because we have common interests. We like to eat. We like to educate our children. We like to, feed our children, you know, those that have it. We like to live indoors, you know, not like animals. They're part of being part of a society. And, you know, we say, hey, we can get to some of this other stuff maybe, after we get some of this stuff locked in, as a for instance. And it's just, hey, what's the priorities? And it's that attitude of, you know, that you've been dealing with. Hey, they're great at riling people up. God, I saw very interesting titles of, videos. I thought, oh, Lord, I wonder if Tim saw this. I almost sent it to you. But good at that, but they're horrible at organizing. I mean, see, you say you got leverage, right? Okay, Nancy Pelosi's bad. That's why I love what you said on that last. So apparently she's not that terrible, right? Because, I mean, you couldn't organize people to get her the fuck out of office? Are you kidding me? You obviously don't have the clout you think you have. Maybe, you know, it's like guys, and I'm not talking to the Wolfpack here, but delusional. You seem to think that you're in a space that you're not. And you need to understand that. And I'm not telling you to rain on your parade. I'm telling you just so you can, hey, look, we can correct this. You got the fire, you got the attitude, but you don't have the philosophy yet. You got to get a little guidance. You got to start talking to people that don't agree with you. That's the biggest thing. And because, hey, I live on the border of Trump country, where I'm at here in Minnesota right now. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of these guys, I've actually, nothing I'll be able to confirm, but converted some fairly hardcore Trump supporters. You want to know what I ended up finding out? A lot of it was just for the shock value. They liked seeing other people like that attitude, irked and pissed off. But once you got past that, you find out, you know what? Yeah, damn it. Yeah, because I'm not unfortunately a multimillionaire, billionaire. Yeah, he hasn't done anything for for me and for us at the end of the day. Shit, my situation isn't any more solid. But then you run into people that, you know what? It's a politics of recognition. Some people it has gone better. You know, I mean, again, it's because of the movement. You know, for 15, hey, some people's wages, real wages, have improved.
That's good.
Necessarily having to do with learn How many times do we have to tell people, right? If we've said it once, we've said it 1,000 times.
This is bad.
It takes popular movements. Damn it, look at George Floyd, the stuff that happened there. Here in Minneapolis, it didn't happen until what? A mass movement. You only do that with solidarity. And again, when you bring other people in instead of excluding people, because it's like, damn it, yeah, we all need to eat. And you know what? I'll put aside that, okay, black man, brown man, whatever color man, we're men. We're human beings. And what we're going to do is going to help a lot of people, some disproportionately more than others. Can't ignore that. And we're going to get this done. And we're going to be sustained. Because, it's like they talk about general strike. Do you even know what it takes to get a strike?
Wow.
You got to have over 80%
yeah.
in agreement with you. So let's, that's why this is what we're doing. That's why I like what's different about you. That's why I've stayed listening to you, because this is the organizing part. This is like the union hall, the virtual union hall, that we can, come together, air our grievances, talk about things, work things out like human beings.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's go out and execute. There it is.
Thank you, Brother Eric. I appreciate it, man. Good to hear from you, man. Glad to know you're doing well, brother. And thank you for trying to help me out with some stuff I had going on too, man. I kind of figured it out, but I'll really be looking to, do some changes next year. I'm kind of late, but I'm doing some things. But yeah, I call people brother. I've been doing it for years. But Dr. Cornel West, man, he's the one who really got me doing it, because Dr. West makes me want to be a better person. He really does, man. Like, I just want to be a better person, man. Be more introspective, be more patient, have fire, but still have a core that's of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I want to be. Still, don't mess with me though. Like, don't try me. Try Jesus. But you know what I'm saying. 503. You're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, Tim.
Hey.
It's Sally from Portland again.
Hey, Sally, what's up?
You gonna speak?
All right.
You gonna speak to me tonight? Okay. I called in tonight to make sure you were real. But I know you were joking.
Yeah,
I just want you to know.
Yeah, that's why I said I was joking when I said it.
I know
still
you
talked
were,
about it in the
but I
comment
just want
section,
you-
going, was Tim really serious? But goodness gracious, man. You're welcome here. Everybody's welcome. Come on. I kicked Curtis out because he called me a nigger like 5 times.
Yeah, okay, honey, let me finish. I just wanted you to know it is okay to disagree with me, and I will always try not to take it personal, because we almost always agree more than we're ever not going to agree. But I'd like to correct something, if I may. During my phone call the other night, the phone blanked out on some. I said that AOC had said that they're working behind the scenes and not on Twitter, and that I hope they are. That wasn't heard. Now, I will add there are many, not the squad, that have said they are for Medicare for all, but when are they going to really show us by voting? If they won't during a pandemic, when people are dying and the medical bills are piling up, when will they? We have found too many times that they back away when they get closer and longer into that DC machine, who are tools to pressure and loosen the old screws that have held us back. Yes, we expect them to move our movement forward to our goals, but unless we have been there, ran a race, won, and now up against that wall in D.C., we don't always understand. Sometimes we have to let them make their move. However, we have to tell them to move and let them know we have their back. I don't think anyone will lose their reelection if people know their act system when it is for the people at large. So, Tim, when you said after we hung up that I was 60-40 for Door, you were off on that percentage. Bit more, 75% with you. I just want you to know that although you have an opinion I might not totally agree with, I would never not listen and try to have you listen. You have brought this particular idea to your audience and your fans. You listened, and then you clarified where you were. Sometimes that's necessary, just like I did now. Anyway, I'm glad you allowed my ass back on, and it's a big one. You can't miss it. But it's still with you and the wolf pack and willing to stand. There are always people out there that are going to tell us we're not true progressives. Well, progressives don't always drink from the same cup at the same time. That is true. But we progressives work to make sure you have a cup, and we try to get you something in it. The movement must continue. We work better with communication, but we should never leave the path towards our goal. Which road to take, we'll always have disagreements, but the goal should never not be the focus. Let's get there. And don't forget, it was Bernie that showed us that we have to fight for more and what to fight for, and he is still fighting for. It will take more of us to get us there, and we will. You know I love you and the wolf pack. And now let's work for Nina. Hello, somebody. We got things to do. Stay loud. Stay in the street. The time is right when the cause is right. We can do this.
All right, Sally, thanks for the phone call. You are always welcome, as I stated before. And like I stated before, no worries, man. You just don't realize as much crap I've been. What you said is nothing. People call me everything except a child of God. You're that. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next call, guys. 623, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment? 623.
Oh, shit. Hey, is this Tim?
It is. Who's this?
Oh, hey, what's up, Tim? My name is David. I'm calling from Arizona.
All right, Dave, what's up?
Wow,
man?
I didn't think I'd get on.
You got on,
What's
Dave?
up, man? Well,
I'm good.
Yeah, finally. All right, it's like my 100th time trying. All right, so I know we're talking about medical stuff. I know we're talking about a little bit of that and this, but I wanted to go back to, I'm from Arizona, so I'm in a densely Latin populated area, and I'm kind of sick of the whole, like, oh, you know, they want to give illegals free Medicare or health care, and they're trying to give illegals free money, and it's like, God, it just really pisses me off, because it's like almost like they just think of anything to turn on somebody else. Like they look for that next scapegoat, you know? And even during this, like they're like, not say they're all frontline workers, but man, like you got the guys in the kitchen, the guys in the yards, like, you know, it just kind of bugs me, really bugs me. And I don't know. What do you think about it?
Hey, man, that's wrong. Anything else, Dave, man? I know it's your first time getting through. Anything else?
Dude, literally, next time I call, I'm going to make a list of things I want to talk about. I really didn't think I was going to get on. And literally, fair. I was just like, I want to see what Tim thinks about this. And then,
yeah, I agree with you,
I want to give a shout out to Michael Brooks. Shout out to Michael Brooks, everyone. Let's not forget about him. Miss that guy. That's it, man. Appreciate you for letting me on. Have a good Christmas, and take care.
You do the same, man. Dave from Arizona, man. Thanks for calling in, and shout out, rest in power to Michael Brooks. And yeah, absolutely, brother. Rest in power to my brother, Mystical Carter. Supporter, alumni of the Wolfpack, the original Packers 10. That was my brother. And yes. But of course, man, I don't like scapegoats and them trying to just, they do that all the time. You know, I will say this, Dave. Let me add this, because I was thinking this, and now your point kind of, in a way, ties into it. When we talk about coalition building, right, we're talking about bringing people together. And That's important, right? We just don't. The thing is, we can't lose sight of who we are while we do it, and it's a struggle, guys. Because I'm a black progressive who's pushing these black issues, but I'm also progressive, and I think you can focus on what you need in this area and in that area, like we all do. We do this. We decide how we take care of ourselves, our bodies, but we also take care of our kids, and we also take care of our spouses, and then we take care of our bills. So we are capable of caring for and showing love and empathy and getting done what needs to be done on multiple fronts. We do it all the time. This is what we are conditioned to do. The thing is this, you can't lose sight of any one of those, and I refuse to turn my back on my blackness, because in America, don't give me that you're just not a color, it's not a, no, it is definitely, it's a situation here. But what we should refrain from doing, I'm going to ask everybody to do this, is while we're working on one issue, not to point too much at other issues at the same time. Because see, what they try to do is this. They try to find something that will make you not like me or not like the other person. Oh, so we're agreeing on this, and we need to fix this. Okay, let me ask. Okay, so both of you guys going to work on this? Okay. Oh God, what can we do to break this up? Hey, what's your favorite ice cream? What's your how do you feel about Ouija boards? What's your favorite color? Just keep going down a list of things so they find a thing that you say that will piss the other person off. Hey, well, why do you like purple? And then it's like, oh, only jackasses from Arizona like purple. And then it's like, okay, now we're fighting about purple. Okay? And they're like, got him. I'll just go ahead and take all the money, put it in my pocket while they're over there fighting on that thing. We're going to go ahead and put this money in the pockets because they're busy fighting. You guys go ahead and fight amongst yourselves. We're going to go back here and jump in our Rolls Royce and go to our big new house, or go to Australia or France or something and sail the Riviera with your money with a chauffeur and eat caviar out of a diamond slipper or something. That's what they do, Johnson. So all I'm saying, my point is this, guys, that we can do more than one thing at a time. What I refuse to do is to be untrue to myself. Okay, so I'm gonna stay true to myself while doing it. And you know my email address. I'm gonna go next call, Dave. So you inspired that, man. See, you said you've been trying to get in. You finally got in. You didn't know exactly what to say, but your little, what you did say was short, was brief, but it sparked another little rant that I think is kind of important. You know what I'm saying? All right. I got a 586 number in the queue that I've been waiting to get to. 586, you're live.
Hi, Tim Black.
Hey.
My name is Shannon.
What's up,
Shannon?
Nice
to meet you. First time calling in.
My brother.
I got a few things I want to talk about. Progressives, especially this coalition conversation, it's on the mind lately, my friend. And, I've been just watching things go on and watching, these corporate Democrats lose seats in the House, and the House especially, like that's where we're kind of like, we're coming in. And Nina Turner in Cleveland, I feel like this is going to be a big thing. If we can get her in, this coalition that we're building there that is experienced and just speaking truth, not that any of the other ones aren't speaking truth. I'm from Michigan. The woman, Rashida Tlaib, but she's right on. Like somebody else brought it up like maybe a week ago or something. She climbed a fence and basically stole from a property a sample of something that was like sitting on the Detroit River that everybody was talking about, thinking that it was poison. And of course, our officials and whoever else, everybody's saying, no, this is all right. It's okay. And, we're just storing it there. And she takes it to her own labs, tests it, and tells us all that it's poison. And it's one example of one person here that is part of this movement that cares about things. And I guess as far as the push for putting a vote as far as the Medicare for All, Medicare for All is a very, very important thing, and I don't want it to fail. So what I'm looking at for that is we got to pick our moment, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's now. Maybe we push for it. But I don't want to lose out on that. A couple other things that I really wanted to get to was I really think that also for our movement, we need to not only run, the primaries are very important for us. We have to hit them in the primaries, and we got to. That would have been great. Chuck Schumer's up in another 2 years. That would be great. But I think we have to go after GOP people too. I think our message can get across to people in these small. For Bernie in 2016 in the primary, and then they went for Trump. So, like, you can reach some of those people with a progressive message, but when you come at them with a moderate, a bullshit corporate message, we don't get anywhere. And the Democratic Party, you know, they're either going to learn that or they're going to get us in. But we also have to make our wedge on those GOP, and I feel like that maybe is our way to break up these parties. Things is the messaging thing. I really think, like, I'm just sick of the messaging thing. The corporate Democrats, they're just so willing to buy into the whatever the Republican Party wants to, like, tear against you, like defund the police. Oh, Democrats are just kind of like the corporate ones. They're just kind of willing to just go, oh yeah, see, that, don't call it that. And not actually bring up the issues. And the issues is what we need. So, you know, we got to get there. The only other thing I really wanted to bring up was campaign finance. I mean, we don't get nothing done if we can't, like, hit them in the grassroots and actually get some legislation. You know, Citizens United is it's a Supreme Court thing that we would have to get overturned. And so that's really hard to do, I think, in this climate. But, like, legislation is how you start to get things going to the Supreme Court. So we need to get people in there that are going to legislate against campaign finance, you know, get that dark money out. That's about all I wanted to say, Tim. Thanks a lot. Love you, Wolfpack. And, you know, keep speaking that truth to power.
Hey, thank you for the first-time callers, Shannon. Give it up for all our first-time callers tonight, guys. Got a lot of first-time callers, man. Got the guts to call up. John Masterson, Shannon, I think not Gabe. Heard from Gabe before. Dave. I think Dave was new. As well as our season callers like Nate, Eric, Laura, Sally, of course. I think Elijah's called in before, too. Sounded familiar. John. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next call. We got a lot of calls going on. Remember, guys, if you like this content and you think it's worth your time, go to TimBlackTV.com or find me at Real Tim Black on Facebook, YouTube, or what's the other one? Twitter. Yeah, I'm on Twitter, too. I'm also on Instagram. It's been such a busy week. I haven't been posting on Instagram too much this week, which is bad. I was trying to work on that, you know? Got to do better, man. Got to do better. All right, what we got? I have a 971 number in the queue. 971, you're live. What's your name? What is your comment, 971?
Hey, Tim, is this me?
That's you, my friend, yes.
It's been a minute. How you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
90 seconds.
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I was really just hashing out in my mind, you know, the ways that we have been losing. It's usually like the limiting factor is usually the primaries. You know, whether you're looking at Senate, congressional, presidential, local races, the primaries
60 seconds.
For one reason or another, we're getting the message across to, mainly like audiences that are, I guess, 35 and under. They tend to be very progressive, but it's really difficult getting them to show up. And when they do show up in large numbers, there's systems in place by someone in the shadows that makes it difficult for them. They have to wait in line for. There's a lot of barriers in the primaries. And I feel like if we do win the primaries, if we can find a way to get the motivation up to use our resources, we help Bernie outfund all of the other people at the grassroots level early last year, or early this year, I should say. We did a really good job raising money, but for some reason, I didn't get the impression, not necessarily from this show, but like in general, that, we need to get young people. What are you doing that day? And find a way to just push them, motivate them to show up. Obviously, we have a lot of progressives and older people who did show up. So that's one thing. We have to gear up for 2022, 2024. This is a war. This isn't just, this year, previous time was one battle. We saw 2016, we did a little bit better with Bernie. This year, we got far, but we gave up a little bit earlier than I like to think. But then 2022 is coming up in no time. 2024 will be coming up. So we have to get in gear for that. And we need to find a way to be more political, to be as Machiavellian as our competitors are in the, in the center. So that's one thing. And I'm thinking about that. I'm always going to be thinking about that. The other thing is, about Medicare for All, I think, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, I think it's a two-pronged approach. The way I look at it is like, okay, we do have to push the people we do have. I don't know if it's early right now just because there's 10 people that we're mainly focused on, but hey, it's always good to keep them motivated and, so on and so forth. But the other thing is, private insurance is always there to fight back. It's a beast, right? It's always going to be powerful. It's always going to be well funded. And if it is a war that we're fighting, you can't say we're just going to win because we have a good army. You also win because you beat the heck out of the infrastructure on the other side, the opposing army. And so we have to find a way to, fight the insurance industry, the insurance, big insurance. Could be that maybe we can push Biden on certain things in Obamacare, like, the deductibles, high deductibles. People don't go to the hospitals. They pay premiums, but don't go to the hospitals because they have deductibles and copays and things like that. Maybe we can force Biden to pass that people use their insurance, and the more people use their insurance, they become insolvent. The health insurance becomes insolvent. Maybe we can put a price cap on premiums on top of that, but make them hurt. And then at the same time, fight for Medicare. So it's a two-pronged approach, the way I look at it. Can't just be, like pushing our candidates. We got to go at it, from sort of like the warpath perspective. But first thing first, we have to add more to the squad, add more to the people we have. We have to get people motivated somehow to get people to vote and, monitor things and know what's going on. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck. We're going to have another version of Nancy Pelosi 10 years from now. She should have, the moment she let Bush off the hook for Iraq, she knew about it in 2006, bragged about it. She knew she had did it illegally. She knew that. She should have never showed her face after that. Biden should not be the president. He should have never been in the primaries. He was involved in all that. So all this stuff, we don't want to be in the same place 10 years from now. You know what I mean? So, that's my thoughts.
All right, caller, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it, man. And I'm going to try to get as many calls in as I can at this point. People have been hanging around for a while. So let's just jump down to 470. You're live, 470. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Brother Tim. Thank you for taking my call. Love your show. Listened to you for about a year. It's my first time calling. And I've loved you so much. I decided to join the Wolf Pack, man. I appreciate everything you do. Now, what I'd like to say is that we all come to our political ideologies based upon life experience, and so we got to look at people and talk to people where they are, not where we want them to be, because it's easy. And I've been guilty of it too. Let me be honest. Making fun of Trump supporters, because a lot of them, if you look at some of the documentaries and things like that on TV where they interview Trump supporters, they sound absolutely idiotic. But at the same time, underneath that, I think Brother Eric mentioned it earlier, where he is in Minnesota. If you talk to him long enough, some of them were attracted to Trump's bluster, and Trump is a showman. Let's keep it real. He's a showman. A lot of them they stayed for that, and they completely overlooked all the other nonsensical things he did on behind the scenes. But you catch them on the front end with certain candy. Like you have a kid, you show him candy, and then you try to take him into the van and do whatever you're going to do to him. So that's kind of what Trump was for some of those Republican supporters, because the Democrats, to their discredit, and I think that's what the Wolf Pack, that's what you're talking about, is you got to get them on policy and substance.
Brother,
most people are not.
Brother, did you just use a pedophile analogy, bro? Come on, man. Brother said.
Okay,
maybe bad
example. Maybe bad example. Maybe bad example. Okay. Bad example. Okay.
Bait and switch, a lemon, sell him a bad car, man. Like bait and switch or something, man. God damn, brother.
Okay.
He trying to get the show shut down, man. His brother, man, his first call.
Yes. Okay. A lemon, a bad car.
There
Absolutely.
You go, bro.
Absolutely. Yes. But anyways, the more of the story is, man. glad I could add some levity to the call. But anyway, the point is, it's really, really serious though. There are a lot of issues that we need to focus on. And this Congress, with this pandemic, they've shown beyond a shadow of a doubt they do not care about the people, right? When you've got people that are homeless, the spike of homelessness, the spike of suicides in this society, the Congress has shown what they're all about. Because over a weekend, a few months back, they pulled $4 trillion out of their ass to hook the largest corporations up. Meanwhile, they gave a check for $1,200 several months ago, acting like that was supposed to last people for a lifetime. And so now they're playing games, literally playing games with people's lives, because they could easily, and I think somebody else mentioned earlier, maybe you've mentioned it, but they could easily, with all these omnibus spending bills they do for the large corporations that they're engaged in the war industry, they could have easily given the people a $5,000 check, but instead they're more interested in making sure that Halliburton and Lockheed Martin and those guys are taken care of. So, at the end of the day, sorry for my little analogy earlier, but
good,
the more of the story is love your show, love everything you do, and keep doing what you do, brother.
Man, thank you for calling up, man. And of course, we needed that moment, man. That was great. And you can't fabricate those things. It organically happens, and I take no offense at all, man. I know what you were meaning to say, and it was don't worry about it. It was good. I just wanted to ride on it for a minute. See, I just wanted to use the moment to make other people laugh, because they may have missed it. That's all. Dope comment, man. And you're right, meet people where they are, not where you want them to be. You know what I'm saying? Meet them where they at. Don't talk over people's heads. You know what I'm saying? I call it sprinkle some facts on them. But the only way you know what the facts to sprinkle, the only way you know the facts to sprinkle, if you listen to what's important to the person you're talking to. So you got to listen first. And then you say, okay, this person's, they'll give you a hint about what's important to them, and then that's when you comment. Then you might tell, if it's a person saying, all these wars, but you can bring up, we went from 2 wars to 7 wars under Obama. He was a nice guy. He was funny. He listened to Jay-Z and Beyonce. He dropped a lot of bombs, though. You can bring that up. Okay, enough there. That's enough. Just so you know what's going on. I'll see you later, man. I got to take the wife to the store. We got to pick up some stuff. And just to let them do their own research. The thing is not to demonize. Don't demonize people because it's instinctive. When you demonize a person, or if you talk down to them, they're going to instinctively get defensive. And you never change someone's opinion, right? They change their own opinion. You give them the information and let them do the work. So I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate that. Who's over here? 310's in the queue. 310, you're live. Uh-oh. I heard you now. I don't hear you. 310. There you go. 310. Hello, 310. Something's up with your phone, 310. I think this time it's you. I don't think it's me this time. I think it's you. Sound like somebody. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Is that a phone or is that a banana? What you talking on over there? Dixie Cup? What's going on, my brother? Some type of new invention? 267. 267, you're live.
Oh, what's up, Tim?
What's happening?
Just got off work. It's Tony calling out of Philadelphia. We spoke a couple times.
All right, Tony, what's on your mind, my friend? What's up?
A few things. I've heard some really good topics. One thing I want to point out, with the success of Black Lives Matter after the death of George Floyd, I would like to point out that that is not an example. The gentleman called and he brought that up, but he sort of juxtaposed that against his position that we should be reaching out to the right wing. And so I would like to point out that that is not an example of bipartisan activism. That is an example of strictly partisan activism. That is an example of what happens when the left works together towards their goals. That is not an example of the left working with the right. The right is vehemently working against us on beliefs, right? We say Black Lives Matter, and what that was actually a call for was to everyone, to our people. It was a call to our side, not black people. It's the people who value black lives. The people who didn't value black lives wanted to argue about the name of the organization because the name of the organization was offensive. So what we need to learn how to do is speak to each other, is build our support amongst the people who agree with us and learn to stop catering to those who don't, because they don't matter and they've never mattered when it comes to changing this world, right? Progressive-wise, as it pertains to any form of progressive legislation, the conservatives have said no and feigned outrage. That's their role. And we better have the good sense to ignore them. I heard one person say when they were, talking about outreach, they juxtaposed. Someone asked Jesus when he believed in something like, we haven't reached everyone. And he said, you got to know when to shake the sand off your feet and move to the next village, right? Everyone can't be saved. And let's juxtapose that against Martin Luther King's rating at the time of his death, right? 72% disapproval rating from the white community, 55% disapproval rating from the black community at the time of his assassination, right? So we need to understand that deeply profound change and inspiration in this country comes from the minority. It has never come from the majority of people. So this whole thing where we got to get everyone to come together, we've never needed everyone for change, and we won't need in the past, and we won't need them to change this society for the better in the future or in the present. Stop looking for everyone. It's toxic, and it holds us back.
Wow.
Another thing I'd like to say.
Okay, go ahead.
If you want representation in this system, you have to pay for it. It's not free. The rich understand it, which is why they spend a lot of time bribing our politicians. Right?
There you go.
So,
You're back.
All of us. Am I back?
You're back now, yeah.
I'm sorry, I cut out a little bit. My car is acting funny. I had to put my headset back in. But representation costs money, to go back over that point. So you got so many progressives and so many people on the left that only want to show up to donate to a specific individual during a general election or during a primary. If we want representation and change, we must fund key organizations always. If you can pay Netflix $12.99, $13.99, $14.99 a month, you better have an organization that you're donating to every single month for yourself and for us, right? And not too many people do that. I'm a black person. I believe in reparations. I donate money to the cause. That is the way that it is. So if you're sitting there and you believe in progressive movements and you support progressive candidates, for every month somebody ain't taking some money from your check, you don't have money going somewhere. You're just talking.
Wow.
Right? Get funded. Oh, another thing, Democrats, stop being weak. Stop playing defense. Half of the issue is that we care so much. We're the empathetic side, and that is wonderful. But we also must think about the downsides of empathy. And the downside of empathy is caring too much about what right-wingers have to say, right? They attack socialism. We defend socialism because we're trying to change their mind. We're more invested in saving them from ourselves than we are working with each other and actually saving them and actually transforming this country for ourselves first, right? So instead of, it's so easy for Republicans, we call them dumb constantly, but yet these dummies continue to put the smartest people in the country on the defense when we're right about the issues. If you come at me and talk to me about socialism is going to cause authoritarianism, let's look at what capitalism is doing in the United States of America in combination with corporate power. That's a threat now under capitalism, but we are so weak that we bow down to these idiots. We can't defend socialism, and it's so taboo. We can't attack capitalism. So when we don't attack capitalism, they are correct in their position about capitalist ways being superior to socialist ways. They're correct. We tell them unconsciously. So there are many things that we need to do, but it's really about understanding, right? Another thing to talk about how progressives have always been a minority and have always led to change, right? The Revolutionary War, it had a maximum of 30% support from the settlers. So let's think about this. Let's think about what is possible. We literally live in a country, right? We are the recipient of this legacy. And so many people don't believe that change is possible at this moment. There's hopelessness. But yet, so that 20 to 30% of settlers that supported revolution, they did this at a time when royal dictatorships were the standard form of global governance. That was how people governed. Your rights were what the monarchies say they are in the moment. Right? How do people without rights even have hope that they can fundamentally transform the entire world? And yet they did it. 20 to 30% support in one sliver of the planet led to a democratic revolution around the entire planet. And here we are as living in the legacy of a global fundamental shift. And as American citizens, we are too afraid to be bold in our messaging.
Wow, brother. Wow, brother. Tony, I got to leave it there, man, but I want you to know, Tony, that this is a very inspiring, motivational call, but it's also a very factually packed call as well. And it's a call I needed to hear. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, brother, for sharing that information with me at this time, because at this time, I am, how can I say this? It's at a time when I'm trying to figure some things out myself. And you just reminded me of some things I need to keep in the forefront, which is you don't need everybody. You know what I'm saying? And Tony, you know that as well. That's, hey, I know that, but it's always good to be reminded of that. Hope this isn't the last time we hear from you, my brother. Thank you so much. Excuse me, 217. 217, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, what's up, brother Tim Black?
Hey.
Hey, this is Otis Buckley, brother. I'm trying to wake myself up, man. It's 2 a.m. here. I had to work in the morning, so I'm gonna try and pep myself up a little bit. But I called it. Yeah, I called in like about a week ago or so. President, founder, Total Blackout for Reform, ex-state coordinator, Illinois state coordinator with MPP. I just wanted to address two things, brother. I saw what you went through, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to go into it, you know, because we ain't trying to go that route. But I hope I didn't lead us into a burning building. But anyways, Jamin Mason, hopefully if you listen to Jamin Mason, last time he called in, he said he was a state coordinator / hub coordinator. Tonight when he called in, he said he was a hub coordinator. He's fighting for pro-black issues. Jamin Mason, if you're listening, my name is Otis Buckley. I am the ex-Illinois state coordinator with Movement for a People's Party. I am a pro-black brother. And you said you're fighting for a black agenda. Reach out to me at totalblackout4reform@gmail.com. Total Blackout, FOR, reform@gmail.com. Reach out to me, Jamin Mason. I would love to see you on camera on one of their conference calls. I would love to see you and see your physical form in a video. If you fighting for a black agenda, they should be willing to put you on video with them. If they respect you, they should be willing to let you be on one of their video conference calls, brother. I would love to see you on one of their videos, but if they don't want to allow you to be on one of their video calls, just please email me. Let's link up, brother. Let's talk. Another quick, I'm sorry about that, but another quick thing that I wanted to go over. That's why I said I hope I didn't lead us into a burning building. But I was watching this one show. I'm not going to mention names. I'm not going to name drop or nothing. But I was watching this one show today, and they have this one website, like it's called Force to Vote. And I went to it, you know, and I was going to... All of my information went directly to MPP. So everybody who's signing up on their website, their information going directly to them. They're going to use that information to spam these people with. And they're not even aware that their information is going to them. That was one of the things that was a concern of mine, you know, that was this to help the people or was this to help MPP? And now I'm starting to wonder if I led us into a burning building, brother. But I'm going to work it out in my head. I wanted to say a shout out to you, though. I saw what you had to go through. I salute you. You came out of it on top. I think we played it right, you know. We're going to use this as a test. If these progressives are not willing to stand for Medicare for all, then they're not willing to stand for anything. So we still played our cards right, but I think other people may have ulterior motives. I'm still working it out in my head, but I think other people may have ulterior motives, but I think we did the right thing at the end of the day.
There it is.
That's all I want to say to you, brother.
Hey, man, good morning to you. Always get some sleep before you got to go to work, man. I appreciate you. I know I'm late at night, but, you know, there's no competition for the show at this point. Yeah, that's something I realized. The later I come on, I get less people, but they're, you know, I ain't competing with like 10 other shows. There's a lot of shows out there, brother. But thank you, Otis, for getting up and sharing that with us. Jamin Mason, Total Black Out for Reform. Or was it Total Black for Reform? At gmail.com. One of those. All right. Was that my 217? I got an 864. We'll see. 864? You're live, 864. Oh, this thing. Hold on a second.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, guy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Nothing much. I was just calling in, man, from New York originally. I was calling, I was listening to the show because, you know, this Medicare for All thing has sparked my interest, right? I ain't been politically active too long, but these past couple of years I've been getting interested in it. And one thing that I heard earlier today, I'm not going to name drop neither. I don't know how you feel about mentioning other shows on your show, but I was somewhere this morning also. And, you know, they were bashing Jimmy Dore. Now, I don't know much about Jimmy Dore. I just started getting into the dude. But I know one of the problems they brought up was that it was a white guy
trying to tell black progressives, which are the Justice Democrats, the squad, what to do. Right, so they was basically trying to parallel it to as, because it was a white man who came up with the idea, maybe we should be skeptical and not be willing to enact it. But to me, that seems crazy because it doesn't matter if an alien came with an idea, right? A green Martian, if it's a good idea, it's a good idea. I also agree with you that we should probably put other things on the platform. The other thing I wanted to say about that is the reason why I think it's so fitting for the moment, people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and the squad, Rokan and them do this. What better to have black progressives, the squad, go after something like Medicare for all? Because who the hell needs health care more than black folk? Right, if there's one thing that black folk need is health care. So when we talk about reparations, my health trumps money also, right? I can go out there and get it out of the mud if I need to, as long as I can stay healthy. And God forbid you do get reparations, and then you get sick and you go bankrupt for medical bills. So my thing is, to me, it's not mutually exclusive that we have to have one or the other, or this idea is better or not. Medicare for all in general would just be a great help. And like I say, who not to lead the charge but black and brown people, because who's hurting the most from not having health care but us, ourselves, black and brown folk. The next thing I wanted to say is when we come to criminal justice reform, which I think that should be probably added into the bill too, is that, right, I had an idea, like, so I don't have a big platform or big voice. I mean, your chat as the portal. But one of the ideas I had with criminal justice reform was also, how about police and giving them something like a 10-year mandatory work, after 10 years, you have to get ahead and put in for retirement. I mean, you don't have mental health issues and the things that you're going to see on the job. After 10 years, a street police officer on the street, you're not responding to calls anymore. Now, if you want to go into some other part of law enforcement, or you can just leave the force and go into some other career, that'd be good. And offer these people a benefit package after a certain minimum amount of time after you spend time on the force. I think that something like that added into, when we're talking about this police reform issue, which I haven't heard anybody bring up, will be a positive thing, right? Because if you think about rape, murder, these people see the worst of the worst. I've been a part of certain things growing up in the areas that I grew up in, so I could imagine what most cops would go through after 10, 20, 30 years on the force. So I think that would just be something interesting to think about, giving these people a time limit as far as how long you can actually interact with the civilian population after, responding to violent call after violent call. So offering a early retirement package, or making that mandatory, and also offering every quarter, maybe every 4 months, these people have to go through a psychiatric evaluation to check their mental health. Like, all these things should be talked about and added into this police reform. But I do, like I say, in totality, agree with you and Jimmy Dore. Right, we can add other things into the package, but even if we just got Medicare for all, right, if we try to do reparations, we try to do police reform, or whatever else can be added into this bill, the idea that he started, this movement that he started with pushing for something, right? Like we say, in the middle of a pandemic. Not to mention that back in 1993, Nancy Pelosi was talking about Medicare for all, and now she was for it 30 years ago, right? I seen an interview with her from 93, and here we go 30 years later, and they're still talking about, well, let's wait.
All right, brother. I got to let it go. I got to end it there, man, but I appreciate the phone call. You got it, brother. Thank you for calling up, man. I got to say this, man. I didn't want to cut you off. People are going to say, oh, you won't let him finish. He finished. Okay. Please, God, for the love of God, please don't compare this to reparations. Please. Every other westernized country has Medicare or universal health care, some derivative of universal health care for its citizens. Do not shortchange black people reparations for getting something that everybody's going to get. Reparations is for a very specific injury. You would never say, Jewish people, we're going to give Medicare for all, so that'll cover your Holocaust. Yeah, because we're giving this thing, everybody's getting it, and you're getting it too, so just call that your reparations. or your Holocaust remediation bill, your check for that. Yeah, all right, see ya. Like, that would never fly, please. And I don't hear white people saying it. You hear brothers like this saying it. And don't clean it up, don't gabba. But I meant, no, don't. Don't go down that road. Don't say stuff like that. That's somebody, I got a lot of white people watching the show, going to hear you say that we get Medicare for all, that'll be good enough for the blacks, because that's good enough for us. No, it's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for my kids. Every other country you go to in the Western world already has it. It's like basic. The fact that the United States is depriving all of its citizens of something doesn't mean that that's a blanket for us to lay in. Also, no, whenever there's a program, I don't care if it's affirmative action, what it is, it always benefits white people way more than it benefits us. You understand? Who benefited most off affirmative action, brother? White people, because white women got it. That was the biggest beneficiary of affirmative action. No one talks about it. The biggest always said it was black people getting something they didn't deserve. Meanwhile, it was their wives who got it and their daughters who got it. And who did they most than likely live with and end up sharing their wealth with? White men. So they won double. They doubly won. The point is this, guys. It's a historical record of us getting screwed over. If it ain't the New Deal, it's affirmative action, and now this. No. This is separate. This is separate. Medicare for all is something we should fight for, something we should have had to begin with. Everyone should have had health care. All of us. No, man, you don't get to tell me here goes some, it's sort of like those bastards that want to put money on water, like want to say water is not a right, like you should have to pay. You should have to go buy bottled water. Bill Burr said it best. Those people should be shot. Nestle, that's them. Shoot them. Throw large rocks at them. So no, man, and maybe I misunderstood you, and I'm going to say, okay, maybe I did, but I don't think I did, man. Please. And you said it like 3 times. No. And look, I don't agree with Jimmy. I agree that we need to get something we should get something for our votes, period. That's what I've been saying. Stop voting Democrat. They should get something for your vote. Well, it was very easy for me to come to this conclusion after I considered all things, because AOC should get something from her vote from Nancy Pelosi, right? And so should Rashida Tlaib. And so should Ro Khanna. So should Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman. That's all I'm saying. Get something for your vote, for us. Same logic that I use at the general election and every other election that I participate in. Nothing different, nothing's changed. But do not give me this shit about this is just as important as reparations because black people need reparations or black people need health coverage. And we should have already had it, Johnson. We should have already had it, just like everybody else should have already had it. You're not going to find any LGBTQ people saying, oh, I'm good with us not getting, if you could go back in the time machine and then not be able to have civil unions or marriage or whatever. You give them health care, well, that's the same thing. It's just as good. Because now, I know you wanted a civil union to be able to share your wealth with your partner and them to be able to come to the hospital with you and, and have a union that's like a marriage. But no, we're going to just give everyone health care and that'll be your civil unions. That's equitable because you need that, right? All of us need health care. Well, how can you have a good marriage if you're not alive? So no, man, you see how absurd that sounds? But only when it's black folk do people all of a sudden accept us getting nothing or less than nothing or getting a shaft. When it's black folk, we always come up with a way to make it fine to eat off the bottom of the fucking barrel. It's always acceptable to get less. Hey, Mom, this is a nice shirt. It is? Let me see the price. Oh, no, this is an ugly shirt. Put that back. Let me find you a shirt. Oh, $2.99. This is a nice shirt. But Mama, the arms is irregular. Now that look good. Do your arms like this. And you walk to school like this. I'm tired of that, man. No more. No more, brother. Well, you said no more. Please, boss. Come on there, boss. I so would like some Medicare. Please. No, we deserve it. That ain't got nothing to do with what they did to us. Jim Crow, Jane Crow, mass incarceration, black codes, lynchings, all of it, redlining, segregation, housing discrimination, employment discrimination. You name it, the government did it. No 40 acres in the mule, no New Deal. What are you talking about? I'm going to give everybody $1, and since I owe you $1, some dollars, that covers your payment too. No way, no. And I'm glad it was a black caller who did it. We need to get better. Get better. Jesus Mugabe. Try Jesus, man. Try Jesus. All right. I'm about to end the show, man. I could flip this fucking desk over this time. I'm telling you guys. And I'm sorry about the language on it because I know some kids watch, but I could flip this desk, man. I could flip the fucking desk over, man. What are you talking about? It's just like reparations. No, you know what's just like reparations? Reparations. You know what's just like the contract with Black America? The contract with Black America. Nothing else is like it. We fight for it, and we keep fighting for it. It might not happen in my lifetime, but when it happens, if it happens, it won't happen if people like you accept other shit that everybody else gets. It'll never happen if we do that. All right. Anybody else want to follow that? I don't know. 206. Jesus Christ. You're live, 206. Hey, how you doing?
Oh my God, it is. It's been such a long time. Oh my gosh, it's so great to hear your voice, Tim.
Welcome to the show.
I mean, I hear your voice, but I mean on the phone.
Right. What's going on, sis? What's happening?
A long time. I've been watching you for years.
Wow.
You know, since you started doing all the stuff for Bernie, and oh my God, you kicked butt and at the protest at the convention. I was so looking forward to you doing that again. Oh well. Yeah. Anyway, this has been one hell of a year, and I'm real sorry for your loss, man. You did a beautiful tribute to your dad. He was a good dad, and you're a good son and husband and dad, and I want your blood pressure to drop like, 10, 20 points and just blow these mofos right off your back like a duck off with water. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't deserve all this. And what I'm seeing is a whole lot of division among us. And what I've always loved about your show, brothers be calling your show. I mean, sisters too. But I mean, we ain't got a whole lot of shows. I'm Puerto Rican from the Caribbean. We different from a whole lot of Latin folk because, folks along the coast, we was all our places were in the slave trade. I mean, a whole lot of folks came here from the Caribbean, a generation over there first or two. So, and you're right. It's about time, boy. I'm old. I feel real old this year. Made me feel old because I'm sitting here going, how many years I've been talking about reparations since Kucinich ran for president? How many years we've been battling for health care? Well, almost all my life, but, I remember all the work we did when Obama claimed he was going to get it for us. Child, you don't know how many signatures I got on petitions from complete strangers, getting all the health care stories back in the day when you had to upload your data. Oh, and there were no apps for that. It feels like 1,000 years ago. And we've been burned a lot, and it's divided us a lot, us among ourselves. And then we talk about them, the rest of the progressives, but us among ourselves. I mean, you have Biden talking about you people need to learn how to work with Hispanics. Well, first, mofo, we're Latina, we're not Hispanic. We are your panic. Yeah, you better get over it. And second of all, we've been working together for a long damn time because you've been locking us up together for a long damn time. So anyway, there's just been too much division among us, the left us. which ain't that many of us. And well, y'all who got y'all who have a show, who do a podcast or a YouTube or something, and I just see all this BS getting kicked up by that white man with his almost $2 million house. And I go, wait a minute now, we need to cut this right out right now. Because, first of all, nobody died and left him God and no. These 2 weeks that he been burning AOC's butt, she just lost the seat in the committee that approves and funds Medicare for All and the Green New Deal. That's the Commerce and Energy Committee. And that seat was guaranteed to her till last week. You know why? Because they saw all these lefties jumping on AOC, smelled like sharks smelling blood in the water. And here they came. And you know who they dropped in there? The most right-wing ass Democratic woman, all fossil fuel-y and anti-Medicare for all. Corporate to the DNA. So screwed us hard. A seat we had a week ago, we ain't got no more. So I'm glad you don't agree with that fool. Because that fool thinks he did something in 2 weeks that we've been doing for how many years now? Please, child. I don't care about him and his God complex. You know, he is, I'm sorry, I'm glad he has high blood pressure. And I don't want you to. I want you to be healthy. And I want you to be all right. Yes. And I want us to work together. And I want us to put our priorities first. All the undocumented, they ain't all Latinos. There's indigenous folks and there's African folks and there's Arab folk. And
right.
And they're getting treated the worst as always. As always. And Irish, undocumented, they running around having themselves a good old time. They ain't worried about a damn thing. So no matter how they talk, what accent they got, they're gonna have no problem here. So we gotta just stay with us and keep our focus on us. And when they start blowing up stuff and coming at us, and the few who we finally, baby, I'm 63 years old. We ain't never had this much representation in Congress. I'm sorry. We have not. You know, not since the Civil Rights era, when they were radical, before they sold out. These kids ain't had no damn time to sell out. They just got there. They busting their asses in some real ass ways. They are really working. And you know how much it hurts my heart to see everybody going after them because of that goofball asshole. I used to like that dude too. And you know, when he started with his Tulsi and Bernie's a goddamn Nazi or whatever the hell, he went on. I said, the fool lost his mind. That's his problem. That's not our problem. He ain't nobody. And don't ever give him. No, I want next time he shoots off his mouth, I don't want to know.
Okay, you got it.
Everybody who is like, you know, I'm not gonna go Bronx, and you know, so just rude for a lady my age. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Children are in bed now. It's 12:30 on a Saturday night. They better be in bed. Everybody licking his booty need to kiss my butt. I block them. I mute them. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. People who want to be, you know, who's really, really good and who didn't fall into this crap at all. You know that Nomiki Konst?
Yeah.
That Greek New Yorker that busted her butt on those committees and learned all that stuff. And she had the best damn show about it that I saw today. She said, we got to learn to be strategic or we ain't never going to get a damn thing.
Wow.
And these last 2 weeks were the worst damn time to attack our squad who are looking for seats, who busted ass. Some of them committee seats cost $1 million. Did you know that, Tim?
I didn't know that.
Pelosi puts a price tag on them. And brother was right. We got to donate to the people who represent us, who don't take that money from nobody else. We got to make sure. We just got to have each other's back, babe. That's it. That's all I got to say. Be good to you because we need you. Everybody out there, Pack, Wolfpack, we need you. You know, your hearts are in the right place. You got to learn this strategy. When they're voting on committee seats is not when you attack your own people. And obviously, they ain't his people.
Right.
Because he is his people. So, honey, I hope the fault line is right under that damn house. Okay, I got that off my system. Okay. I used to live in California. When that thing rocks, ooh, boy, do you roll. Anyway, I just, like I said, I hope it's on the fault line because I am so mad at that fool. I pity the fool if I see him in live and in person. Because I do need a king. And I can swing that Puerto Rico.
Wow. Well, sister,
I swear.
I got to leave it there.
Me real mad.
I hear you, sister. I got to leave it there. But thank you so much for calling up and telling us that truth to power. I appreciate it. I'm taking your advice now.
All right. Watch each other's back, everybody. Back to back. We got this.
We got this.
We got it. Good luck to you, babe.
You know it, sister. I appreciate you. My sister, man. She said, don't even mention them. And you know what? I got a lot of messages like that. People think because they see it a certain way that everybody else does. There's a lot of different schools of thought on this thing. There are people that was inviting me, Tim. Don't mention that man's name on this show ever again. Don't talk about him. Move on with life. Do not like. So, just we got to move forward, and that's what I intend to do. 585 and then 718. That'll be it. 585. How you doing?
Hey, Tim, what's going on, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for hanging on.
Rochester.
Thank you, brother. What's going on, Mr. What you say your name was?
Gil.
Gil out of
G-I-L,
Rochester. Gil, what's up, Gil?
Yeah.
Talk to me, brother.
Yeah. Hey, man, I just want to say, like, a lot of this stuff, well, a couple points. The first thing is just seeing, you two go back and forth, you and Jimmy. It was like seeing Obi-Wan and Mace Windu, get into a fight while Palpatine and the Trade Federation have their way, with the galaxy. Because Palpatine's about ready to overthrow Jabba the Hutt. They're both corrupt, so it doesn't really matter, at the end of the day. But I hope you guys can get it together. And I really got to say, I love the video that you came out with today because that was like perfect. Because not only because you admitted where vote, but also because you reminded everybody, look, this is me. This is where I stand. Don't forget, I'm on your side. You're either with me or you're against me. But you know what? I've been there. I've been fighting for you, and I've been on your side. Even those that that follow him, the people that follow you, and that was really nice to see, man. Because that's really what I wanted, what I was hoping that you would do, and you did it. It was just kind of like I love how that worked out. And as far as Jimmy, like Jimmy has got to get it together. He's precious to the movement, and you're precious to the movement. You're both very, like, you're progressive champions, You're progressive champions in media. We need both of you. And the thing is that Jimmy he's getting to be an egomaniac a bit, and that's where he needs to edify himself. And he needs to look at himself and say, all right, I sat here and I'm saying things that's misinformation, and he needs to check himself and recant that. I mean, he said that AOC didn't about the CARES Act, the CARES Act situation. He said that she voted yes on the CARES Act. She didn't vote yes on the CARES Act. She voted no. This is important stuff. This hurts our credibility. He also said that AOC got elected because of his show. Because of my show. It's like, come on, man, calm down. Chill out. Like, I think his ego is getting the better of him. And we can't have that right now. We've got to unite together.
Corey Bush came on my show. I take no credit for her getting elected.
You make that video. And one more thing. I'm white. I guess you would be I'd be considered white. You know what I mean? But I'm all for reparations. I think a lot of people are sheltered in my, like, from where I'm from in New York, and that's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, is that in New York, I grew up with like integrated school. Black kids in my school were like the Fonz. We all looked up to them. We all loved them. Luckily I grew up in an era with like strong black media, with a lot of black sitcoms and black music, and where it was just there. So we knew racism existed because old white folks, even up here, they say racist stuff, and it's just the way it is. And it's more covert in that way with the older generations. But now that I've gotten older, I've been dating around, like chicks that are like outside of, out of state. And I was shocked to see that the racism that goes on out of state that I didn't grow up with is going on. Shocked to the veil over me, and I'm white and I'm not even racist. It's like I grew up the other end, but I was still ignorant to the gravity of what's going on with the racism today. And the only other point I want to bring up, and this is something that's very important to me, I think a lot of reason why white folks are against reparations, they think it just has to do with slavery, and it doesn't. Right. It has to do with the assault, the collective admitted assault on the black race since day one and during the civil rights after slavery ended. I was kind of raised to think that once slavery ended, that was it, and it wasn't. You got the Tuskegee, syphilis experiments. Where that was admitted, disgusting stuff. And this was way after slavery. Yeah. And everything else that you listed, the redlining, the fact that the Red Tails are most valuable heroes, and that's just naming one black regiment of many that never got a hero's welcome. And not only did that diminish, the black community did not have heroes to look up to that were publicized, but it also hurt the black community in the way that whites didn't get to see true black heroes that have been building this country and made the ultimate sacrifices and put their lives on the line. I can't think of something more appalling. So that's why I will always stand by black Americans, and yet you all still stand up and fight for this country, knowing that. And I say this all the time, white folks wouldn't do that. If the shoe was on the other foot, we'd be the hell out of here. That part's my personal opinion. All right, I'm going to just make that clear. But the rest of it, I want to get that out there because those are valid points that never get brought up, that I've never heard brought up. But thank you for being a progressive champion. I don't want to take up any more time. I want other calls to get in. Much love, Tim. I love you. I love Jimmy too, but he needs to edify himself. Much respect for you edifying yourself. Much love.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Gil from Rochester putting it down, man. I'm going to call him Michael Rappaport without the cursing, but still effective. Because I like Rappaport, man. I think he's from Jersey. No, he's from New York, right? Michael Rappaport. That's I like his rants, but you sound like him. You remind me of him. You got that New York accent going, man. But I appreciate what you said, brother. And definitely a great call. Definitely a great call. Wow. Gil gets it and still understands there's more to get. You know what I'm saying? He gets it but knows there's still more to get. So that's a beautiful thing, man. 718. Last caller of the night. What's your name? What's your comment?
Peter.
What's up?
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very good. I disagreed on one thing with the Civil War. I forgot what he said. I'm smoking weed right now. Sorry.
Okay, just say your comment that you called up to say then, brother. It's all good. What's on your mind?
Oh, I have actually two questions for you, sir. Now, you heard about Kathleen Rice. Did you not?
No.
She got the committee position that AOC was going to get.
Oh, shit. Okay. Thank you for that information. What about her, brother?
The reason why she got it was because she threatened to withhold her vote.
Oh, shit. When did you hear this, man?
It just came out today. I'll DM you the message, like the newspaper article that
yeah,
came
brother.
out.
Well, now that I know, man, I'll look it up. Don't worry about it. I'll look it up. Kathleen Rice. Damn, brother, that's horrible news, man. Okay.
And my second question, if you don't recognize me, I was the one who said sacrifice Jeff Bezos. I don't mean that. I was just saying that as a joke.
I know, but it's
So
funny,
my
man.
second
Go ahead.
question is, who are your top 3 comedians of all time?
Hey, look, man. Thank you for the phone call. I'm going to answer, and thank you for thank you for dropping some truth. Gosh, man, I need to drink some water. Thank you for the information because I did not know the person's name. One of our callers alluded to it, but I don't think they knew the name. The sister that just called who dropped all the truth bombs. But now I know the name to look for so I can get that story. 3 favorite comedians. Richard Pryor. Oh, man, it's going to get tough. Okay. Richard Pryor's 1, brother. Got 3? I gotta go Richard. I gotta go Dave Chappelle, man. Because Dave Chappelle, he makes me want to get better at the stories. You know, he makes me want to weave together important facts that are funny along the way and then a punchline at the end. Because I really am a student of comedy. I like Bill Burr, but is he my favorite based compared to this? I really like Bill Burr, man. When he gets in the zone, he's great, man. He really can be fantastic, bro. I like Bernie Mac, too. Bernie Mac was my guy. It's tough, man. So I'm going to go Pryor, Chappelle. Rock has moments. Bill Burr, George Carlin. I mean, it's so many. Come on, dude. George Carlin? He was a wordsmith, man. It's hard, brother. That's a difficult one, man. I don't think I can do that. But I want to thank everybody that called up tonight. It is late as hell, but we made it. Another one in the books. Another one in the books. It's okay, Tim. It's a 3-hour show, right? If you do anything for 3 hours, you deserve a break, right? Wow. Jesus. Okay, so guys, thank you for calling into the show. Had a lot of great calls tonight. Thank you, everybody. I thought my guy was trolling. He called back just to let me know he was not trolling. He's just a little lighter, got a little light. Keep it a little light a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Let's go to comment sections. Wow, I'm tired, man. What a night. What a week. Let's see what we got. We got one new member. We carry signs in the house. Proletarian Pizza supports the show. Sheldon, we have your back, Tim. There are a lot of haters out there. Man, woo, woo. Heavens to Murgatroyd. A lot of haters, brother. L Kid San Diego, thank you for supporting the show. Cheryl, what up, sis? Cheryl in the house. What's going on, Cheryl? I will always love Bernie. Me too, always. And that's one of the things, one of the problems that me and the guy had, whose name is not going to be mentioned, is that he's still mad at me for coming at him about Tulsi Gabbard over when he supported Tulsi and I supported Bernie. So people think the beef is personal with me. Nah, he's pissed too. He's pissed too because I called him out for cursing Bernie out all during the primaries. Meanwhile, he was supporting another candidate. So what difference does it make? If you support another candidate, why are you cursing my guy out if you're supporting somebody else? You are a paid surrogate for another candidate. And these people had I'm sorry. You're a paid surrogate for another candidate, and you're cursing out my candidate, and you're doing gigs for, you're opening events for. Why are you cursing out this guy? That's not your guy. But he just wants Bernie to be better. He works for Tulsi. I don't know if he's getting paid or not, but he's a surrogate for her. What are you talking about? So he didn't like me calling him out for that then. He's like, how dare this son of a, the hell this, think he's talking to me, jack-off comedian, think he's talking to me, telling me not to curse out Bernie. I curse out who I want to curse out. This guy telling me how to do my show. But everybody did. On to the next. Otis, much respect, brother. Tim Black Senator, shout out from Illinois. Otis Buckley, the total blackout for reform. Total blackout for reform. Not a bootlicker. Inevitable. Okay. Inevitable uptick in home break-ins, given these conditions, serves the long-term interests of bad police. Culture justification for our 70 million coat. Wow. Also, uptick in everything. Shoplifting of food. Of actual, now people shoplifting Nike suits, widescreen TVs. People are shoplifting food at staggering rates. Who steals food, Johnson? People who need food. That's why I was trying to remind people that people want stimulus checks as well. And we're also competing. It's never just one thing going on, right? So there are people whose focus is not going to be on healthcare as much as it's going to be on getting some money in their pocket. So just keep that in mind. So that's why we need to work multiple fronts. I mean, it's up 60%. Poverty rate is up, not 60%. It's up. It hasn't been this high in 60 years. There you go. There you go. Otis, I agree, brother. The movement's currently a mess. We must change it. Peter said, can you call me back? Can I still call him in? Of course. Anybody could call. Not now, the phone lines are off, but anybody could call. Always, brother. Phone lines are open. Andre, Republicans fall in line of evil. Andre Gale, my brother, one of my editors, man. Video editors. Republicans fall in line for evil. Shame on us if we can't find a way to come together for good. Time to stop playing and make a plan. Incremental change by neocons equals crumbs. Incremental change with a plan equal fundamental change. There you go, because it's step one out of step, and it's step two and step, yeah. Andre, my brother. Belkey Hernandez, agree. Organize is key. Turn down the few people we have elected is not the same as holding them accountable. That's a distinction I'm trying to make, but it ain't sexy. It's not exciting enough. You can still be critical. There's a way to be critical with people that say that have shown that they are potential allies. There's a way to be critical of potential allies. Then you don't put gasoline on them and throw a match on their ass and walk away. And you don't want other people to see you do that because now they're turned off to it. They're turned off to the message. We can't get bigger if they see you decapitating people. The only people that want to see you decapitate people and clap are sadists. Just saying. But everybody don't see it that way. We're angry, so this is what we want to do. Yeah, but just because you're angry and want to do something don't mean it's the thing to do. I get angry all the time, Johnson. Doesn't mean I'm in the best decision making. I'm in the best mode to make the best decisions when I'm really pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to regroup, rethink about it, and come with a different tact. Get the same point across. That's all. We need you to do this. If you don't do this, vamos. And tell me why you can't do it. Explain thyself. That's effective. I don't know why people think it's not effective to ask direct questions in a way where people can't say your tone makes they don't need to respond to you. Your tone is so belligerent they can go, oh, see how you ask the question? See how you talk to me? Oh, I'm not going to put up with this. And they get to walk away and not answer your question because you presented it in the way you presented it gives them an out. because it's so over the top, they can point out the way you ask the question and that. Aaron Noble became a member of the Wolfpack. Thank you, Aaron. Welcome to the Wolfpack. I need more people. We've been losing people because I'm crazy. I ask questions. I take my time making important decisions. I don't know. Didn't move fast enough. Roger Meadows, Centrist Dems, Corp Dems, AHH, Liberal, GOP, they are. I feel you, Roger. Nationalize Big Pharma. Remove profit incentives. Word. Brother, I was thinking the same thing when that played that clip. When we were talking about that, and someone was bringing up how much... No, someone brought up Pfizer, Laura. And all I was thinking was, we got to get money out of our drugs, Joe. These sons they just want to make money off our illness. Make money off our death. Make money off our sickness. Okay, Nate from New Jersey. I said this first time I called in, we were Obamaing the negotiation, but just talking Medicare for all. We should be given a full list of demands and letting them negotiate us down to one or two top items. So yes, we want you to vote for Nancy Pelosi under these conditions. And it'd be a page with 30 things on it. And then, maybe you get 5. And you walk out going, we got to get 2. We got to get 2. Then you get 4 and you're like, yeah. I feel you, man. Kelly says, happy Yuletide to the Wolfpack, the Black family, and the TBTV crew. All my moderators, guys. She's talking to you and my editors. I only got 2. Andre and Kamali. Here's a little case. There's no freedom Christmas Friday. Kelly, I don't play in the head. Isn't that sad? What was it? I'm not even thinking about it. I just put my head down and do the shows. You know what happened? I wake up Thursday and go, tomorrow's Christmas. I'm not going to do a show tomorrow. I'm not going to do a show Friday. That's what I do. I'm just so used to just doing it. I don't even... If I could get up, I could stand upright or sit upright, I'm doing the show. So Kelly M says, just in case there's no Freedom Friday next Friday, to everyone out there, know that someone you don't know is fighting for you, and there is love for you, and you are not alone. People really need to hear that. They really do need to hear that. Darren Alivi, have a good Christmas and the New Year, Tim. Hope that you are doing okay. Been a while since I've been able to catch you live. Darren, what's up? Johnson. Oh, man. Hold on, guys. Got a lot of comments. Cyborg Manifesto's in the house again. Cyborg's back. Happy holidays, Tim, and the family and everyone. Thank you, Cyborg. Zest Coast. Left Unity. I feel you. No more corporate Dems. Only vote left progressive parties, politicians, and pressure them. Yes, pressure them. I'm for it. Roger. Do one off the rail with the PED stuff. Yeah, a little bit, Johnson. But it was funny, but I got his point. But yeah. Rice is my congresswoman. AOC lost committee seat 2. So Chuck, Cuomo, and Rice are up for re-election in 22. Let's rally the New York troops. Mickey H says, good night, Johnsons. I appreciate you all more than you know. Stay safe. Hashtag, it's all about the heart. Peace. Mickey. Brooke, fresh water. Reparations, minimum. Every verified descendant of slavery gets 40 acres in a 40-room mansion. Free and clear, insured for the rest of their life. Plus a UBI. That's what I'm talking about. Go big or go home, Johnson. Tell me, the whole country gonna get Medicare for all, and that's sort of like a reparation. Make me have to, you young bastard. Come here. Choke yourself. Choke yourself. Put it there. Put your neck right here. We filed Washington. Waffle Life Girl. Waffle Puff Girl. A Waffle Puff Girl. I'm too old to know what that means. But thank you so much. Waffle Puff Girl became a member. Yeah! Waffle Puff Girl's a member of the Wolfpack. Welcome, Waffle Puff Girl. You are now officially a Johnson. What up? PJ O'Hearn joined the Johnsons. PG, I've seen for years, okay? Ain't a lot of PJ Hearns running around. So thank you, PG, for joining the Wolfpack officially. Number love for you. Those were the days. And you remember. Okay, thank you guys for letting me know I still got a home. That I still got people that care about me. People that care about the show, people that care about our community, that respect what we're trying to do. I've been getting so much negative vibes lately. It's good to get some positive vibes. Maybe I'll just cancel all my accounts and just do my show with my crew. I don't know. Then we got to do it for outreach, right? Got to reach new people, right? And that would defeat the purpose, right? How am I educating people, informing them if they can't even see it because they're not in the Wolfpack? But I tell you, man, it's been a rough week. I'm like, I really like my people. Maybe I should just go back to talking to my people. Maybe I should do that. People that respect each other. No one called anyone names tonight. All the callers came after other callers, and none of the callers went toxic. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, guys, that's it. It's so late, I'm delirious. It is 4 a.m. in D.C. Wherever you are, just know I got love for you. I'll see you Tuesday. There will be a show Tuesday. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread, and don't argue. Sprinkle some facts on them. I need to take my own medicine, Johnson, on my own advice. With that, I'd like to say Facebook, if you're still there, never but love for my Facebook people. Why are you writing in all capital letters? Who is this person? What's wrong with you? Get out of here, man. What is wrong with you? Hey, Gary, thank you for being here, Gary. Evan, what's up, man? Thank you so much, Evan. Chaz, what's up? What is going on? You stay for the whole show. Man, you guys are the only reason why I got a chance to be on the algorithms on Facebook, because of you guys. Thank you, guys. Lee Cooper, thank you so much. Facebook, Periscope, I know you're over there somewhere, guys. All my Johnsons are somewhere. I just can't find you right now, but I got number love for you. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, be safe. Keep it real. We love you, Moose. Peace.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to timblacktv.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
To become a member of the Tim Black Show, go to patreon.com, Tim Sig Live. We got open seats at patreon.com, Tim Sig Live. Peace. Wolfpack.